We are live. Chat, if there's anyone out there, let us know how the audio sounds before we get into it. Anybody care about this at all? Anybody
Hell
watch
no.
our
It's been like
show
3
anymore?
seconds.
I at least expect the Dallas guys to hop in, man. They're always fucking late to everything, you know.
Facts.
You're gonna be late to your own.
Dude, your own
tournament.
guys are always the last ones on everything, man.
I know. We already have like quite a few signups for 3SO and no locals. Not a single one has signed up. They just expect they're gonna get in the bracket, dude.
Bubbles. Could
Yeah.
shoot you another DM 2 days before the event.
No, not 2 days, 2 hours. Like, hey, bro, I'm
Oh
on the
my
way.
god, I thought I was making it worse than it was.
No. Yeah, Bubs was literally in the car on the way. Like, hey, put me in the bracket. Like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
All right, so we got someone in the chat here. How's the audio sound? Let us know how the audio sounds. So, anything, boys?
Our boy Dan.
Hey,
Oh.
tell Dan, what's up?
Lance, go spam this in the Discords, dude. Do your job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Y'all sound great.
While
Nice.
we wait for everyone to pour in, what do you guys think of Benedict Arnold's failed attempt to conquer Canada in the 1700s?
And
You just Google some random facts before the call.
fucking Mateo just
Immediately,
leaves.
Bro. Just no, bro. Like, maybe that was
All
the
right,
one
well, Mateo,
topic.
my people haven't been here for that long, so I think this question's for you.
Yo, my people haven't even been here for that long either, man.
God damn.
No,
shut up.
all my family are immigrants in the 1900s, bro. Like,
Lance probably just got a cousin up here.
Yeah, I mean, you're right next to him, Lance. Don't act like you're fucking all high and mighty, dude. Alaska's
Well,
like,
I mean,
Alaskans are more Canadian than you like Americans anyway, right?
Strobe. You should see their pizza, dude. You should see what not Canada, Alaska's doing with pizza up there, dude. It's wild.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I mean, you just look at Lance's like food opinions, and then that's like what you'll know as like the average Alaska palate is what Lance likes.
Hold on, I feel like okay. Does Lance represent the average Alaskan? And before you answer, I feel like the answer is a resounding no.
I don't know, man. I've met 2 Alaskans before. The other one's pretty similar, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
David will back me up on my food opinions.
Yeah. I mean, White Dave is cool as fuck, dude. He's he's honorary Texan at this point. We take him, Lance. I don't know about you.
He bought a Texas bucket when he moved down. He was really excited.
It should, yeah.
A Texas bucket?
Yeah, like a bucket that is Texas themed.
What do you mean?
Oh,
like,
it's a
what is in the
literal bucket.
what is in the bucket? Like a Home Depot, like fucking
I
concrete
think it's
mixing
just,
bucket?
it's a Home Depot bucket. Yeah, just like a.
All right, okay.
Straight up pale.
Yeah.
All right, well, looks like we got some people in the chat here. We're talking about buckets in Canada already. So, Lance, you want to kick us off with your amazing intros? You want to do the?
Absolutely.
Wait, this is your
Welcome
specialty.
to the Lance and Ray podcast. This is an international episode. We have 2 international guests today. We have Matteo and Zed. Hello, Matteo and Zed.
Stop.
Hello, Lance and Ray.
Jesus
Welcome
Christ.
to America.
Welcome.
Land of the free.
Nobody checked my passport on the way to this call.
This
You
is
may
our
not be
first
used to
international.
Much freedom as your, so it might be a small adjustment.
Oh man, this is our first international podcast, right?
It is, I think
That's
so.
pretty sick.
Yeah. So
Nice.
you guys get to be the first. Okay. How you been doing up there, boys? How's summers
Busy.
in Canada? What is the summer like
Amazing.
in Canada?
Mateo, you want to expand on amazing?
I mean, yeah, bro. Like, it's like 80 degrees, like anywhere from 75 to 85 Fahrenheit, like most of the time. It doesn't get too humid. If it does, it's not even that humid. And like the night times, it's like cools down nicely to like, like 68, 70. And it's just like beautiful. Like no breeze, especially I find like early September, late August is the best because you have like no bugs. It's still late, like, light out until dark, like, or until like later in the day. And it's just like, man, like there's nothing to complain about, You're not dealing with super heat. You're not dealing with like a bunch of rain. You're not dealing with like crazy shit. Maybe a bit of wind here and there, but other than that, it's pretty damn good, man.
Summer nights out here are pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my car to go to the skate park the other day, and it was 112 in my car. It was yeah, that's pretty brutal. And that's like we were talking to Diver the other day, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys aren't ready for like summers in Japan." I was like, "Bitch, come to Texas.
If anyone's ready,
come to Texas, dude. Don't tell me about fucking heat in Japan when it's 112 in my car." You know? So fry egg on the fucking dashboard. It's absurd. So.
Yeah, goddamn. We're probably gonna be sweating in Orlando next week.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you guys are traveling down to CEO with us, right? You're rooming with the boys.
Hell yeah.
I see. Zed, both of you guys have roomed with us before, right? I think.
Yeah, I was with you guys at Texas
Showdown, right? Matteo, did you room with us at Showdown?
No, I think I've just been too Hollywood. I don't think I ever have.
Damn.
Damn.
To be fair, you can ask Zed, dude. The B&B I got for Showdown was pretty fucking baller, bro.
That thing was baller, dude.
We had a fucking fountain. We had a fountain, pool table. Yeah.
Dude, it was pretty legit. Tall ass ceilings, like a 70-inch TV, like that shit was pretty nice.
Yeah, 3 stories, dude. Do it big.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little jealous, but also I kind of enjoyed just like, having my own shit,
Yeah. I feel like that place was big enough to where when everyone was kind of like, that's your house or part of the area,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna be over here. My room was like fucking gigantic. I showed my wife, and she's like, "What the fuck? This is what you book for your stupid little fighting game trips?" And then we go on a trip, and we're in like a fucking single bed hotel or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. We got lucky. So CEO coming back.
Deus is the only.
Oh
I was
yeah.
gonna say Deus was the only person in that neighborhood that was taking the bus.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Which, like, sometimes too, I think he took public transport, and we're like, Deus, we're driving, bro. You could just like hop in the car.
There was
with
a
us.
seat in the car.
Yeah, you could just hop in the car with us, dude. You don't need to take get stabbed on the fucking public transport or whatever. It's like, no, man, it's only like $4 to get there. I'm like, all right, Deus, cool, man. Do you? I'll see you in a couple hours. So.
Before we ask about CEO, I've got a few more questions about Canada, actually.
Okay, you want to get this one? You want to get started with? Okay.
It's a good way to break down the boundaries that separate us all. Okay. How do you feel about Drake?
I don't
All right.
rep him.
Great. Okay. Now we can talk about CEO.
Questions has one question. Has one question.
I was
like,
going to ask
alright.
about Justin Trudeau, but I realized I don't know anything about him, so it'd be pointless.
You're also
gonna
just
bring up,
like
the War of 1812 or some shit.
yeah, or like he bring up like Trudeau blackface or something like something that
Oh, sure, yeah.
controversial.
What are your thoughts on Trudeau's blackface?
No comment.
All right.
He's
say
banging
this,
Katy
all
Perry,
the-
right? Like, did I make that up? Shout outs to Canada,
Wow, I
bro.
forgot about that.
Shout outs to
Dude,
Canada.
that was weird.
Fucked our country. Now he's fucking Katy Perry. God bless Justin Trudeau.
Didn't she like go up in like the rocket and she was like singing up there and she was like, "Oh, I'm an astronaut now."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was with a bunch of other women, right? I think, or was that her own thing? I don't remember. I remember there being something where there was.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 women in space, but it may as well have been like a Spirit Airlines like flight or something. They weren't even that high up in the air, like.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. Shout outs to Katy Perry and space travel, I guess. I don't know.
Shout outs to Katy Perry.
Hell yeah.
How do you guys feel about bagged milk versus milk in plastic jugs?
Hey man, I haven't had bagged milk in my fridge since I moved out of my parents' house. I'll say that.
So what's
I
with
think
the
unless you're-
bags, though? Can we
So,
talk about the bags?
It's pretty convenient to have like a bunch of bags. Like if you drink a lot of milk in your family, having a bunch of bags where you can just kind of like store that in your fridge takes up less real estate and like you can really stock up on it. Because I know some families where they have like 4 kids and they go through like a bag of milk like a day. You
That
know
was
what I
my
mean? So-
family.
Yeah.
We went through more than a bag of milk a day.
yeah. So it's like having like 7 bags in the fridge. It's much less space, and you can just kind of like hot reload it, right? Because you have the container,
Yeah.
and you just take out the other one, put it in the other bag, snip the side off or whatever, like the little
Dude,
spot.
Canadians had these things. It was like a fridge magnet, and it was this like plastic thing with a blade that was like inside. It was like a little safety knife. Don't
Yeah.
tell me you're about to pull one up, Mateo. Okay, you're grabbing
No,
your
no,
teeth.
no, no.
If
yeah,
you would
so,
have busted
yeah, so you
out a
could
bag
hop-
of milk on the podcast, that would have been fucking crazy, bro. I wouldn't know what to do.
Just drinking maple syrup out of a mug right now.
The syrup was good
yeah,
though. The syrup was good. Thank you, Mateo, for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Hey, you're welcome.
What you were saying,
do you
sir?
do?
Yeah,
Cool.
Canadians got.
Oh, go ahead.
We have a milk bag slicer. It's like a special implement that you put on.
So
the
you can't
fridge
even
and just-
seal the bag back. Like it's not like a resealable.
Oh no, you can't.
So once you fucking pop, you can't stop. Like you're just drinking a gallon of milk.
Yeah. No, you're drink. That's what makes it nice. Is that you buy a bag, and in that bag are 3 more bags.
Yeah.
So each bag is a third of a gallon.
Oh.
I gotta do some research on this. Okay. This just blew my mind. We have if you go to like what is it called? Taco Casa here, you can get sweet tea and it comes in a bag, but it's resealable. You know, it's almost like a fucking water bladder or
Okay.
whatever. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
beast.
yeah.
That's pretty beast. You guys fuck
That's
with some
pretty sick.
sweet tea? It's like a Texas staple.
I like sweet
do.
tea. I haven't had it much though. It's like not a thing up here at all.
Yeah, the Japanese were tripping out on it. Like, why would you put sugar in tea? And I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't you put sugar in tea? What do you guys put? Milk? What the hell are you
Yeah,
putting milk
right.
in tea for? That's disgusting. Anyway, all right.
Great. How do you feel about
Breaking down
all
boundaries.
dressed chips?
Goat
Pretty
flavor.
good.
Great
Yeah,
flavor.
I like them. I like them a
Yeah.
lot, actually. Yeah, I asked you to bring me a bag, and you did, and I appreciated it. And
make sure
everyone else
to-
didn't appreciate them as much as I did, but that's fine. You know, not everyone has great taste.
I think I got you good ones too. I think I got you like Miss Vicky's too, or something. I think, or it might have been Ruffles. I don't remember. It was one of the two.
Yeah,
Ruffles,
Ruffles are
all
like the
dressed.
classic.
That's the classic all dressed, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
Miss Vicky's came out with one like a few years ago, and then that one's like it's just good because Miss Vicky's is good, right? But
Hmm.
yeah, that shit is
Did you bring
that shit
any
is
ketchup
goat.
chips? I think we had
Um,
the Chicago boys try a bunch of ketchup chips.
I didn't bring any
remember.
ketchup chips for the Texas boys, but I brought it for the Detroit gang. I brought them spicy ketchup, which is I
Yeah.
think a really good flavor.
all right.
That's pretty bomb.
We got
yeah, that
spicy
that shit's
ketchup
gas.
at Whataburger, which is delicious, by the way.
Yeah, Whataburger's great. Oh man, I have a great Whataburger story actually.
Lay
It's
it
like
on
the
me.
most Texas Whataburger story ever. So I was on my layover in Dallas going to Japan this past like in the winter.
Mhm.
And I was with my boy. He's never been to Texas. He's never had Whataburger, and he's always made a point where like anytime I'm with him, like I always for whatever reason get in a conversation with just like a random person. He's like, I fucking hate you for this. Like I'm just trying to fucking chill, and every time I'm out with you, some bullshit happens where I'm talking to some dumbass people, you know, and like I don't know how the hell this happens. It never happens when I'm by myself, but every time I'm with you, all these crazy shit happens, right? But anyways, we go to a Whataburger in the Dallas airport. He's never been before, so you know we sit down, get our order. I told him like, you know, get this, and this. We're chilling. He's eating. He's loving it. And then there's this one Texas motherfucker beside us wearing like cowboy boots and a cowboy hat and you know a nice belt and everything. And he just like finishes his meal. He gets up. He goes, yeah, nothing beats Whataburger. And I immediately turned to him. Right, I'm like, well, I mean, a lot of things beat it, but he didn't hear that. Right, I'm like, well. And then and then my buddy chimes in because he's like, "Wow, I guess I'm a part of this fucking conversation now." He goes, "Yeah, I've never had Whataburger before. You know, it's pretty good." And the Texas guy goes, "What? You've never had Whataburger, boy? What do you live under a rock?" And I was like, "What the fuck is going on right now, man?" I was like, "This is the most Texas fucking guy ever, and the most Texas fucking."
NPC.
Yeah, literally, like it was crazy though. So
Like some Yosemite Sam shit, like fucking.
literally, straight out Yosemite Sam. It was crazy. But you reminded me of that when you said good old Whataburger.
I'll defend it till I die, dude.
Yeah.
It's in my blood. I have to say Whataburger is the best. I'm under contract. Like, yeah, not allowed to speak
Yo, I
ill of
repped
it.
the. Coming back from Texas Showdown that one night, I was bringing you back food. You were still at the Airbnb, but that night we were eating, and then I went back to order food for you, so you'd have it fresh. And then the guys working the register started asking us about the badges we were wearing, and we told them like, yeah, we all got back from playing Third Strike, and we basically just shilled Texas Showdown for like 15 minutes with those guys. Dre was sitting there just like shaking his head, just like, oh my god, these motherfuckers, you guys talking about these dudes about fucking Texas Showdown, and like they were like really into Tekken. So they were like genuinely excited. So I think you're gonna have 2 Whataburger employees at Texas.
Hell
Showdown
yeah,
next year.
dude. Hopefully they can hook it up. So I forgot you got
yeah.
me Whataburger. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I
You're
think
welcome.
I think I passed out drunk, if I recall.
I think you did. I don't think you ate
I
it
think
the
I
next
woke up and
day.
ate it for breakfast. Like, oh fuck, man, I fell asleep. I missed it.
No, we took a while.
I mean, if you go at midnight, dude, it's always a fucking adventure. Like, we used to
Yeah.
get like super drunk at the bar, and then like, all right, how are we gonna get into this Whataburger to get this food? Because there's always like 6 cops in the parking lot. 'Cause I mean, it's a trap at that point, you know, right? They know we're coming, you know, and I know they're gonna be there, but I'm still going, you know. So I remember I went there one time, and I went in, and I was like, all right, everyone, like, fucking, you know, button up, you know, we gotta act sober. We can't be like, you know, this fucked up one in here. And this girl was like trying to get her drink, and she like drops it and just like freaks out. But I guess she was going through some shit, and she was super fucking drunk and was like, I really loved him, and like started screaming and like crying. And the cops immediately just rushed her ass, and I was like, all right, we're good, boys. Like, she fucking jumped on the knife for us. Let's get her fucking patty melts and get the fuck out of here. This is a blessing, because we're getting stopped for leaving for sure. So, yeah.
Dude, you're getting nabbed by the cops during your post-breakup Whataburger? That sucks, man.
I mean, she shouldn't have been there, dude. She should have stayed her ass at home. It's only for the rough and tumble, you know. So.
True.
Okay.
Anyway,
by the way,
fuck you, Lance.
very
Stay in
bad.
Alaska, all right? What do you eat up there, huh? Fucking moose tooth pizza? Is that what you eat? Your little
Go look
pizza
it up.
lasagna?
TripAdvisor's top 3 pizzas in America.
Oh my god, TripAdvisor, dude. That's
Wow.
where you get your food recommendation from.
Yeah, that's the
TripAdvisor.
official. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, the pizza looked pretty damn good. We were talking about the Anchorage food or Anchorage pizza before, and I was looking at some of the pictures on Google, and other than a couple of them having like carrots on them, I don't know why the fuck you'd ever put carrots on a pizza. But other than that, everything else looked pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Alright, I'm sad with what I'm hearing right now. But they have fucking shrimp on their pizza, dude. Anyone
Hey, shrimp
comes
on pizza's good. Shrimp on pizza's
sounds
pretty
alright.
good.
Oh my
Carrot's
god,
weird.
guys. Oh my god, guys. Anyway, we gotta get to third strike immediately. Anyway, third strike.
And also getting Whataburger.
Anyway, getting a new co-host, taking in applications if anybody wants to do this podcast with
Fine.
me. So
I'm good with that.
third strike, guys. How did you guys get into the game, Larry? Let's. I know Mateo's a little bid, but Zed, let's start with you. Talk to me about your gaming history. When's the first time you saw Third Strike? What was that like? And how'd you find this beautiful game?
Oh man. I was thinking about this before we got on because I figured this will, we'd be talking about this, and I realized that like this game is way more entrenched in my life than I thought it was. So like the first time I played Third Strike, I have 3 siblings, and we grew up like lower middle class. We only ever had one TV. We had like a shared family computer. Didn't have a computer until I was in like 6th grade. So it was only multiplayer games. Like I never played an RPG because otherwise your siblings are looking at the TV just like, yo, can we play? So I remember my uncle showed me about emulators, and this is me in like 6th, 7th grade. I downloaded like just a huge pack of ROMs from like LimeWire or something, and me and my brother would just open it up and like it's like throwing a dart at a map. I would just like scroll through the list and click a random thing, and we would just play whatever. And then we started playing one of the Street Fighter Alpha games, and like I played Street Fighter 2 a little bit when I was younger on like my uncle's Super Nintendo or something, but we didn't play much until then. So we played a bunch of Street Fighter 2, a bunch of Alpha, and I was really into traditional animation. Like still am. I used to animate as a hobby, and that's like a big part of why I got into Third Strike because it's such a beautiful game. And so me and my brother would just be like crowding around a keyboard, like 2 players on one keyboard trying to play Third Strike. We had no fucking idea what we were doing. And I got on GGPO. I don't even know when. It must have been like, I don't know, 2007, 8, something like that. And I didn't even really play online much because it was pretty daunting. Like I had no fucking idea what I was doing. I was pure casual. So I would play a lot of like arcade mode. And I remember when I went to university, I would just be playing Third Strike arcade mode on my laptop in class during lectures. And one of the other guys in one of my or in one of my classes, he just knew me as the Third Strike guy because like I commuted to school for my first year, so I didn't like meet a ton of people. I was mostly like spending all my time coming back home to hang out with my old friends and my girlfriend and stuff like that. And we got out of an exam, and this dude just happened to be like waiting for the bus with me. We like finished an exam at the same time, and at the bus stop, he's like, "Yo, you're the third strike guy. You're always playing third strike in class." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me, dude." And that was like how we broke the ice when we started chatting. I ended up sharing a house with that guy the next year based on that conversation. We were both just like shooting the shit, and we were like, "Yeah, we're both looking for a place next year." And then fast forward a few more years, I graduated. That same guy refers me to work where I'm working now, and I ended up referring Mateo to work there, and oh man, a lot of stuff in between too. So like the first time I like really got into the Third Strike scene was, I started playing more on GGPO and was getting more into it, like learning like actually how to play the game, and I was like frustrated because in my university town, 2D fighters were like not really a thing. It's more of Smash Town, and that's another big part of my story because I was a male ATO when I was in university, and I wanted to get more people to play Third Strike. I actually had this idea in like second year of school where I don't know if I've ever told anyone this. Like I really wanted to do this, and I really regret not doing it, but people would set up random booths and shit in the student center all the time. I really wanted to set up a booth, and I didn't know what the process was. I was just gonna grab a fucking table and hope I didn't get kicked out. And I wanted to just bring like a pair of sticks, set up Third Strike on an emulator, and just put up a sign being like, "Yo, come play this game." So anyway, I was trying to find people to play with because no one I knew played Third Strike. I ended up posting on the Third Strike Junkies Facebook group, and one of our players, Rowan, No More Funland, he got back to me, and we set up like an offline meet, and then later he introduced me to Queej, and we went out to like fucking buttfuck nowhere, where one of our other guys scooped up the last arcade cab from Love Getty Arcade. Actually, that's what spawned me. That's what spawned me posting on Third Strike Junkies. I learned about Love Getty Arcade because I was looking for places to play, and I was like, "Sick! This is like the spot. This is where they're running events and shit." And then I went to go like try to actually go there, and I found out that they closed 1 week before I learned about them. And that's when I posted on Third Strike Junkies, being like, "Hey, I just found out about this place, and now it's gone. Who wants to play?" Yeah, so I met Queej. One of the cabinets from that arcade, that the dude whose house we went to, he took it. Like, he bought it from them. And after that, I got like mad busy with school. Didn't really play Third Strike much after that because I spent most of my time like in my university town. Wasn't really coming back to Toronto. Spent a few years playing Smash and Project M, and I was TOing there. That's when I met Mateo because he was in the Smash scene, and now years later we are playing on that same cat. We bought it off that guy and like fully restored it, and we're like running the scene here now. And I guess like the genesis of like everything that's happening right now spawned from like me and Mateo getting together and playing more. So after I got out of school and I started working at this place, Mateo was still going through school for a couple years, and I remember I would message him like every year being like, "Yo, can I shoot you a referral? Like, you trying to get a job yet?" And eventually I did, and I brought a super gun to our office, and we would just play at lunch all the time. And like prior to this, like it had been, I don't know how many years I'd been like trying to get Mateo to play more, and I would like I would like farm clips on Fightcade just to post in the Discord where like Mateo would see it, because I knew like two guys that played the game. Mateo was one of them, and I'm just like, I'm like learning Urian combos so I can drop this clip and like trigger someone to actually learn Third Strike. Yeah, so once we started playing a lot more, then I'll let Mateo get into like how he got into traveling and stuff, but we started taking the game more seriously. And like I had a sparring partner now, so I was spending a lot more time on it as well. And yeah, we were talking, and I was like, I've been bitching for like 10 years about how we don't have an arcade. There's nowhere to play on cab. There's no players out here. I have no idea where they are. We didn't have like a Discord. There's no group anywhere. There's nowhere to meet people. So we were just like, fuck it, we'll just buy a couple of cabs, and there wasn't even really the opportunity yet, but we were kind of on the prowl at that point. We were like looking around, importing cabs from the States, and shit was like way more expensive than we could really afford. Um, and then an opportunity kind of fell in our lap a few months later, where another one of our buddies, Tony, like he just on his own dime, he imported like 40 Japanese cabs to
Holy
Canada
shit.
from Japan. Yeah, he
Uh-huh.
fronted the bill, and a couple guys had like tried this before in Canada, but they wanted to make it like a group buy where they get like a deposit from everyone ahead of time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
of
I've heard
course
of
it
that.
fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Tony was just like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm just buying it. First come, first serve. I'm not holding anything for any of you motherfuckers. Just,
Mhm.
if you want a cab, show up. So Mateo and I showed up. We bought a couple cabs, and we just put the word out any way we could, and mostly I think it spread through like we were close with Queege and we were playing with him a lot,
Mhm.
and then kind of through the network of like Toronto OGs coming out of the woodwork. Plus, we brought our super guns to a couple of like the modern FGC events, and we ran like a third strike side bracket, and we got some interest from like the newbies that were playing fucking like six on hitbox and stuff like that. Um, and that's kind of the makeup of our scene now. This is like 50% OGs that are coming out of retirement, and 50% like brand new third strike players, which is pretty cool. I think it's a pretty unique scene in that sense.
Oh.
Anyway,
Who was
that
the
was
player
super.
you were mentioning earlier? You said there was another guy that owned a cab briefly.
Yeah, that is Ian. His tag is Mint Chip, and I don't know. I don't know if he ever traveled much or anything, but he was kind of in that arcade crowd with like Queege and No More Funland and Searoyd and those guys. Like,
Mhm.
so he just happened to have the cab, but he was in like a suburb that was like a solid hour and change out from Toronto, and it was just collecting dust in his garage. He didn't know the first thing about a cab. Like,
Mhm.
all he knew was to flip the on switch. So as soon as it
That's me.
started having problems, yeah,
That's me.
it was like rotting, and it was to
Mhm.
the point where there was like a hole in the side of this versus
Oh.
city, and we couldn't convince the guy to sell it to us. He would ask like me every now and then, like, hey, could you like take a look at it? I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
like you couldn't give me enough money to make this worth my time. Like, this is gonna have to be like a pure passion project, and I'm not
Yeah.
doing it if it's not my cab.
Yeah.
So we told Tony about it, and Tony's a persuasive guy. I told him just me and Queech both were just like, give up, dude. Like, we've tried getting this guy to sell us his cab. He won't let go of it. He
Yeah.
also doesn't know how to fix it, so it's just gonna sit there. Um, it was like 2 days after we told Tony about it, he calls me. He's like, yeah, I got the cab. I just laid it down. I told the guy like, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do with it? Twisted his arm a little bit. Comes back with this fucked up cab, and in like a week, the dude must have put in like 100 hours or something. He like bondoed up like the whole, uh, you know, the
Mhm.
outside of the cab, like patched up all the holes, repainted the whole thing, put like rust proof all over the inside and all that. We like fixed up the monitors. We did like the sharpness mod on the monitors, and
Mhm.
it looks like a you know versus city off the factory now. It's like it's amazing. Um, yeah.
Hell yeah. What about you,
Yeah, no,
Mateo? Oh, sorry, Lance, you're good.
I was just gonna say I'm familiar with Mint Chip from he used to play on Xbox Live way
Oh,
back
nice.
in the day. Yeah, he was a regular there. Uh, yeah, and
Yeah.
uh, and then also from that time period, because the only like Toronto players I knew from then were like Rowan, Mint Chip, and Carson. Those
Mhm.
I kind of assumed that was the entire city of Third Strike players. So yeah,
I wouldn't like. I feel like every time we meet, like we just kind of spilling more Toronto lore here and there, and it's been cool that we've gotten to meet a lot of these guys. Like just this summer, Carson came back from Japan for a few weeks, and he came out to our locals for a bit, and it's like super cool guy. And I I feel like my personal journey with this game is kind of weird because I've been playing for so long, but I was never involved in the scene until recently. So like I don't like I'd like heard of these people, but didn't really know anything about them. Like, didn't know about like the events that were being run. Yeah, like, like the first tournament that I went to in person was at a Game Newton Weekly in Tokyo the week before SBO, and then the second event that I went to was Evo 2024, and I had a really weird moment at Evo where I think I played in one of like Venka's online brackets like just
Mhm.
a month before or something, and I had like a decent run. Uh, and I think because I knocked out Poe in that bracket, Frankie was on doing commentary, I think, on that tournament, or he was in the chat or something. And I show up at Evo, meet Poe, and like, man, huge shout out to Poe. He was like my shepherd into the scene because I was there. Like, I don't know anybody other than the guys that I came with, and people were just like these names I'd seen around on Bikeade, and everyone's kind of got their friends. Like, it's hard to break in, right? So Poe just like immediately took me in. Like, you guys know, he's the nicest guy ever. He introduced me to like everybody, and I had a really weird moment where he introduced me to Frankie, and Frankie was just like, "Oh yeah, you're Shakunetsu, dude. You have like a nice Goki, man." I'm like, "Thanks." And he didn't like introduce himself, and I was just like, "Who are you?" Looking back, I'm like, "Man, that was some smooth brain shit on my part." But
Did
like,
you hit him with the, who is this guy? Who are you?
yeah, that was a weird moment. But yeah, that was like me with Third Strike. I just didn't really know shit about the scene.
I remember watching a lot of the OG like TOSF videos when I was a kid. Like, they had like Toronto like Perry exhibition where they just like fucking showed you how to red parry like everything. Like, they were doing the like parry block like on like certain things. And yeah, they had a lot of badass videos back in the day when I was a little kid. Just like 04, 05, I want to say. I don't know, I need to go look up those videos. They had that one fucking, it's a terrible song. I don't know, I gotta post it. I'll show you after this. But like, once you hear the song, you're like, oh, I know that. It's been used in every single thing from now until the end of time. But yeah, it's a sick parry exhibition. So, and then
that's, I know a lot of the like Marvin and C-Royd.
Yeah.
Like, they talk about this all the time. How like the Toronto players all are just like parry happy. It's funny you say like the parry block thing. Like, Queed's been doing that nonstop for the last couple of weeks. Like, every time he blocks a Ken Super, parry block, and like the only time he loses a fucking round is when he fucks that up.
Well then, Matteo, what about you? Because I remember, from my point of view, I think it was like you came to the first 3SO, and then I think I remember like Max. I think it was either Max or like Chosen telling me like, yeah, this guy's coming. Like, he plays Smash Bro. Like, he's just now playing Third Strike, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I think I had to play you first round, and then I was like, oh fuck, like, why do you put me against this dude first round? Like, why the fuck am I playing? This is hard, dude. I thought you said he was a Smash player. So, like,
Yeah. I'll give a brief explanation, or like brief thing. So back when OE came out, a couple years after that, so like 2013, I ended up playing some OE for like a year on and off, just fucking around. I was playing like Akuma on D-pad, and then I played a bit of Yurian on stick, and then I stopped playing in like 2014-ish, so like about a year, maybe even not even a year. It was like maybe like 8 months I played for a bit online. And then I started grinding Melee because Documentary came out, and I was like, oh, this game's fucking sick. Community looks dope, blah, blah, blah. It was like pre-esports, right? So it was like, looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I was grinding that for many a year, traveled for many a year. And then it was like 2023, I was like starting to get, really like disenfranchised and just kind of bored with the game. I was just like, man, this game is getting super lame. All these players are fucking lame. They're all campers. Everyone plays like a stupid Puff or an Ices player or some bullshit. So I was like, all right, this game is just not for me. And even doubles, like, I played teams a lot, and I'm like, I like this, but I was like, this isn't for me anymore. So I remember I went to a Michigan event in 2024, and I think it was 2024, or 2023 actually, and found that this was January of 2023. So this was before I had, thoughts of like, oh, I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to an event called Bodied and for Melee, and then I saw that there's some people who were playing like Third Strike, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This is crazy. And so, I played with them, and I was like, oh, this is dope, blah, blah, blah. And then, fast forward a bit more, and, I Big House happened, which was a big Melee tournament, and they ended up having like a Versus City there for some reason that just had Third Strike on it. I was like, oh, this is sick. And I think I probably spent more time on that cab than I did playing Melee the whole weekend, like easily. Like, I was just sitting there waiting for someone to play like the whole time. And I played a few people here and there, and then I had to play my pools, and then I went back. And then eventually, 2023 ended, and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of done with Melee. And then Evo was like, hey, we're going to have Third Strike at Evo, Las Vegas. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And mind you, like, I had already been playing a bit of Third Strike with Zed, in the office, but like not too much. I think like here and there. And then now it's finally like, all right, let's let's grind for this. And so I started like really grinding for it like late February, early March 2024. And then I went to Evo and I was like, all right, yeah, this game is way fucking better than Melee. And then eventually, yeah, I came to 3SO that same year, and I was just like, all right, these are my people. They like to drink, like to have a good time. They like to say slurs. It's great. Like I can't complain. This is awesome. Like these are my people. This is a great time. So and then the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was the Jazzy after the first 3SO. Like I got a beer and I went outside, and like you were outside, and there was no Dallas people around. But I remember you were just like, "You guys gotta fucking go to 3SO." Like I don't see everyone at 3SO this year.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is my guy right here. This is number one. Like this is the best dude." So.
I want people to know like, all right, this is what's good. You know what I mean? Like it's not even me shilling it to be like, because there's a lot of people that go out and they clout chase and they're a bunch of losers like that. It's like no, I just wanted to like show respect. Like yo, this is the event. You know what I mean? Like nothing compares. I've been to like so many Melee events. Like the only one that technically would beat 3SO was the one that I went to called Air 5 in Leicester, UK, and it's because we played Melee in a fucking circus tent and drank with like the security guards on this college campus. But like that's really hard to beat when you're in the middle of Texas, so, like urban jungle type shit, suburban jungle. So, but even then, like it's like I'm like, man, like this is amazing. Like you guys have bear setups, like the vibes are good, the competition is good, like everyone's there for the game, have a good time, and obviously like just we want to see good third strike. And I'm like, every other event I've ever been to, it's always like there's some other esports bullshit going on, or there's some logistical issue, or it's just like the vibes are off, But 3SO every year since the beginning, since 2024, it's always been solid. So it's like I gotta tell people like, yo, this event's fucking sick. Like I wear the Third Strike Open shirt you have on right now,
like more than I do. Like I'll go to an event, and I was like, oh fuck, man, I probably should have brought mine, So
I wear that like all the time. Like at every event, I pack that shirt. I'm wearing that shirt because I'm like, yeah, you guys don't fucking know. You think this is a good event? This event you're at right now, this event ain't shit. No disrespect to the people who are running those events, but just gotta let people know like this is what's up. This is what's good. So.
The drink baby said, never forget the plethora of fried chicken at 3SO. That was you and Bailey, right? Like you and Bailey just catered some fucking fried chicken to you. So
yeah, dude. Because I was like, man, like I don't want people to leave the venue and then like shit kind of just gets kind of cold, Yeah. I want people to like stay in the venue, have a good time, have a laugh, talk to people they haven't talked to before, play the game. All right, that's the whole point. Like I just wanted people to have a good time.
And this was like the gospel of resurrection.
Yep.
Which I'm sure we'll get more into that in a sec.
No, I definitely want to dive into Resurrection. Let's first though, like, where do you guys play now currently? Like, if I'm in Toronto, I want to go play some Third Strike. What am I doing? Am I just hitting you guys up? Are we in a garage? Are we at a venue? Where are we at?
We are in our boy Tony's garden suite that he's building right now. So he's building another house in his backyard. It's like halfway done. The fucking walls and floor are exposed. There's no air conditioning. And he basically was like, look, I have this spot and I'm not going to finish construction on this for a few months. So we can just bring a bunch of cabs in here. And we've been meeting there like twice a week for the last couple months. And unfortunately, we still don't have like a venue we can play at. There's no arcade. And we're running this at his house. So for a little while, I'm sure you guys all saw like the streams at the warehouse we were doing. That was a warehouse that Queej had like, similar deal. He was like, I got this place, I got like the lease for another 3 months, but I'm not using it anymore. So we just ran Third Strike events out of there, and we could do that publicly because it was just at a commercial warehouse unit. Yeah. And he didn't mind, bringing in anybody. So we just shot that shit out in Discord, and like it was cool actually. We saw like new people would like find our stream on YouTube and then come to the next meet a couple days later. There were like 5 or 6 guys that found us that way. But yeah, now unfortunately because we're running it out of our boy's place, like it's all very private. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird situation now where, like if you guys came out to Toronto 100%, we're bringing you to Tony's, we're going to play. Yeah. And then we'll stream. And then there are other guys who are like, some of them were even like regulars at the warehouse, but like Tony doesn't know them that well. So like, even though they're local, we just can't have everybody out. Plus it's a small space.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah, even for my house, like every now and then I'll do like some big events where like the whole public's welcome to come in, and I have to kind of like rearrange my house to like accommodate. But then sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's a Wednesday. I'll just call up the boys. They'll come over. We'll get some beers and play a couple. But yeah, no, I definitely feel that. That's crazy though. You guys don't have any like, no barcades, nothing like that. Like nothing going on. Toronto's fucking
Nothing.
big, right? Like it's a big city.
It is. It is. And I don't know if we want to get too deep into this on
Yeah.
this, on the podcast today,
Mm.
but Mateo and I are trying to do something about that. So
Okay, okay.
it's in the works, But we have like a bunch of barcades they're all like kind of 80s like North American arcade nostalgia kind of thing. They got like the
Yeah.
console booths with like the wood grain shit.
Yeah, the
They're garbage.
Galaga,
They're all
the fucking
Yeah.
Frogger, and that's it. Yeah, that are
Yeah,
poorly
there's an arcade.
maintained and.
You got pinball?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love pinball. It's like,
Exactly.
all right.
Yeah, all the machines look like shit. They play like shit. There's an arcade that's like just up the street from me actually called Free Play, and they have like a real Third Strike cab. It's a North American Third Strike cab. Thing fucking sucks. But funny enough, they actually like had some guys throwing on events out there, and we kind of poached some of them
Yeah.
in like the warehouse era. We were like, yo, you want to really play the game? Come out here. But yeah, there's like no Japanese cabs anywhere.
Mm. How many Japanese cabs do you guys have access to right now? Like, you said, like you guys brought in a fucking shipment full
Well-
of these things. Like,
Technically, we have access to over 90, but but in actuality, like technically, let's just say technically, but in actuality, like I don't know how many do we kind of have? Maybe like over 10 or just under 10.
Something like that. They're kind of spread out. So like I've got
Yeah.
a cab here in my apartment. For a little while, I had my cab and Mateo's cab because when we ran Resurrection One, we bought a blast each. And for a little while, we had nowhere to put them. So I ran meets out of my fucking apartment. I'm in like a 600 square foot apartment downtown Toronto. Traffic's awful. Like people
Yeah.
are coming down from the burbs to play here, and it was a nightmare. So I've still got one, and I play Fight Kid on that now. We've got a couple cabs at the Queegis place, and then at Tony's we've got the Versus and at least one more setup. It's changing all the time because he's like bringing cabs in and out, and like Mateo mentioned, we got a bunch more coming in, and we're constantly having to repair them and stuff. Like we had another blast break like a month ago, which fucking things are always breaking.
yeah.
My CPS3 broke this past weekend.
Dude, I
Exploded.
showed up to Tony's like an hour before anybody else, and I'm just working on shit for Resurrection. Like I'm always there, just like doing prep shit for
Yeah.
Resurrection. So I was like setting some shit up for the stream, and then Queed shows up, and it's just me and him there. And I'm looking around, and Queed is like, "Oh, you're probably like real busy, right?" And I was like, "Honestly, dude, I just got a lot of work done because I was here by myself. No one was bugging me."
Yeah.
And Queed was like, "Okay, sick, man. Yeah, you like never get to play games. Let's like run a long set. Let's actually like get you practiced up." I was like, hell yeah. Turn on the cab. Nothing on the screen for a few seconds. I'm like, the fuck's going on? Then I smell smoke. And turn that shit off immediately. Open it up. And the connector between my capture board and Mateo's... And Mateo had the nicest CPS3 that we had. It was like mint. Where the connector connected to the CPS3, the plastic was fucking melted. And all the traces were burnt up and shit. And I'm just like, of fucking course. Like the one day that Queed was like, yo, you can actually play today. And I guess Mother Nature was like, yo, fuck you.
Yeah, these things are so scary, man. I was bringing mine in from the garage and like through my backyard, through my patio, into my like living room. Like I do that when people would come over to play, and then like move them back out. But like they just get so fucked up every time you move them, man. Like
Yeah.
that's what I feel like, especially if I'm going through the fucking backyard, like dirt and whatever rockiness. So now we just sweat it out in the garage. Like I'm like, sorry boys, I did my best to create like a redneck AC situation out
I've
there.
seen the setup.
It's pretty ghetto, but I mean it's tolerable, right? Like you're gonna sweat a little
Nice.
bit, but like have a couple beers, stay hydrated, you'll be fine. But you're not gonna be comfortable, so you better fucking play your ass off while
This-
you're in there. So
This is exactly what it's like in Tony's right now. Because we'll have like 4 cabs running in there. There's no AC. The place is like a little fucking greenhouse.
yo,
And there's always way too many bodies in there. So we're just in there like praying to God there's another like cold beer in the fridge or else you're just dying.
okay, so I mean you guys got all these cabs. Let's go right into Toronto Resurrection. Toronto, like Canada, I feel, has had a history in Third Strike, but nothing recently. And then I started seeing I think Resurrection, the first one, came out of nowhere. Like, how did you guys build up to that? Zed, I know you're a TO. Mateo, you're a TO. Like, what made you guys want to kind of step up and be like, this is the premier event for Third Strike in Canada?
I could talk to that.
Sorry.
I'll talk to it. I'll talk to it.
Go for it.
I don't think either Zed or I want to be actual TOs. I'll be honest. Like, we like to have the ability to put on good events, and we want shit to go well. But I think in general, like, if Zed or I were to be in a position where someone could do the exact same thing that we're doing right now, and we could know and guarantee that shit would go well, we'd probably be like, yeah, have at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To a degree, at least before. Now it's a little bit different with certain things in the pipeline and whatever. But at least that's I feel like the general consensus. But maybe Zed might disagree with that.
I love how I know you saw my face and then started explaining more shit.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way, but I mean, to a degree, I feel like every TO feels that way, but
yeah,
but also I don't. I don't know. To me, I am like a horrible perfectionist. Like, there's so many times where I really need Matteo there to tell me to just just the shit doesn't matter. Just put the shit down, and I'm like, no, it's gonna be perfect. I could do it. And it's funny, like, the way Matteo said that, he was like, if we had someone else that could do this, and they would do it the way that we're doing it, and we knew it was going to go well, then, like, dude, yeah, I would love to just pull up to an event as a player and actually play the game. I would love that. But I also know there's, like, no way in hell it's going to happen. Like, it has to be us. And that's really why Resurrection became a thing, because, like I said earlier, like, when I started playing more with Matteo, I was just bitching constantly. I was just like, yo, like, this game is so sick, and we have, like, hella players out here that, they have a deep history with the game. They're, like, really good, and there's nowhere to play. There's no hardware to play on. What the fuck? And yeah, after like 10 years of that, I was now that I had Matteo to play with more, and I just wasn't going to do it by myself. It really, all it took for me was having Matteo to play with, and having him, like, on board, both, like, just, like, to split the effort and to split the cost, and just knowing that, like, if absolute worst case scenario, if I tried doing this and it turns out to be a total dud and, like, nobody in Toronto cares about this game, at least I'll be able to play on cab with Matteo, right? So yeah, we just, like, dove head first basically after playing a bunch on Supergun, because we were just like, fuck it, like, no one else is going to do it, and I know we can do it, so we got to just do it. And we didn't know shit about cabs. We didn't know shit about arcade hardware. Like, the last, like, 2 years of my life has been completely thrown into, like, learning as much as I can about this shit, because it's the same deal. Like, no one's going to repair my board for me. Like, I have to know how to repair my board, or we're fucked. So it's just been all that shit, like, learning about, like, the production, because I want to be able to stream. I want people to see our event. That's how we, like, grow our scene. Like, investing into shit so that, like, hitbox players can play on USB, because if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have guys like Orgasm in the scene. Like, we need all this shit to, like, bring people in, and that's the only way that Resurrection was going to work. But yeah, so, like, really it was just us playing at work, and then me fantasizing about having cabs, and then Mateo's being like, yo, I'd split it with you if you wanted to get cabs.
I'd buy a cab right now, bro. Let's fucking run it.
And it was like, over the course of a few months, it was like every time it comes up, it's like a joke. And then every time it was like a little bit less of a joke. And then I remember, like, me and Mateo sat next to each other at work. There was probably a straight month where, like, every day at work, while we're supposed to be working, our boss sits right in front of us. We're just pulling up, like, I don't know if you guys know G&D Zero. He's like, some
one
guy,
of the distributor. Yep.
Yes. So we're just, like, pulling up the fucking spreadsheet from his site, and we are just, like, loudly talking about, like, the prices of his cabs, and, like, we're trying to figure out what we would get and how we'd bring it over here. We reached out to the guy at some point too, and Mateo was like, dude, he's asking me to, like, hook him up with our, like, shipping broker, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that
I'm
means.
like, what is this bullshit, bro? I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. I just want to be able to, like, hey, send me a cab to my doorstep. It'll cost you $500 in shipping. Bet. All right, cool. It's like, nah, like, you need to get a broker. You need to do all this other bullshit. And I'm just like, bro, what is this? Like, like it just totally took all of the whimsy out of the exchange, right? I'm just like,
I
this
mean,
is not what I want at all.
I just bought another one. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, he literally just said like, I asked him like, hey, this is what I want. This is my zip code. Like, tell me how much a Versus is shipped to my door or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, this is the price. It'll ship here, ship this date, blah blah blah. And so far, he's been on point. Like that shit's on a ship somewhere, sailing over here from China right now. It's gonna land
That
in
was
Houston.
from
JCL.
that's from Cosmology, right?
No, JCL Games, I think.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's straightforward. Sent me the invoice, paid half down. He showed me the cab working after fully restoration, videos, all that. Said, okay, does that look up to your approval? Cool. Pay me the rest of the money. Here's the shipping tracking number. You'll get it in like 2 months. So I was like, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be. Because yeah, I've heard horror stories like that of like, I mean, I think Steelhammer said his fucking cabs were on a boat for like 2 years or something before he even got them.
What?
Yeah, I mean it was during COVID, but like, yeah, I think his were like
yeah.
legit, like just lost at sea for like a full year or two.
Yo, that's crazy.
And then the other one I bought from Lance, so obviously I knew what the shipping was gonna be like. And then the other one I bought, I just like drove to Austin and picked it up on a U-Haul. You know, I got lucky in that regard. So, but yeah, I have heard like stories like that. Or well, I gotta wait till I feel this container. And then like people are backing out and going in, and it's just like a nightmare for buying cabs. Yeah, these things fucking suck, man. Like, I love them so much, but it's also just like so stressful. Everything I'm involved in is stressful, right? Like, I can't go down to Best Buy and just buy a new fucking monitor if my stuff goes out. Which is that's why I fucking you're the best because like I bought these things and I still haven't learned a damn thing about them. Like I think now I feel comfortable maybe disconnecting a board, not hooking it up. But I think I can unplug it at this point. So that's about the depth of my cab knowledge. Thank God for like Jason and like White David. They do a lot of like troubleshooting and stuff with my stuff because I'm scared to touch it. And then they're like, well, like if you fuck it up, it's your own stuff, right? Like you're not gonna be mad. I'm like, no, like if you fucked it up, I wouldn't even be as mad. Like me, I'm gonna fuck it up. So it's like I don't even want to touch it at that point, you know. So
yeah, dude, yeah, it's a nightmare. It's been like, it's an insane amount of effort to. Just to even like know your way around. Plus, like, it's not even a matter of like if you try hard enough, you'll figure it out. So the first cab that I got, like me and Matteo bought Blasts. Blasts are like pretty well documented.
Okay.
And they're also just like, they were cooking with a Blast. Like there's a lot of shit they put in there that makes them a lot easier to use for an arcade operator. And that's what I got used to. And then when we started running Resurrection and we had to deal with like an Astro and a Versus, I was looking in there just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And I went to go look it up, and there's just no info. Like, there's no Versus manual. Like, none of that shit is out there. And I was like, yo, these guys are, it's really like this? Like, it's not just that I have to put in the time. Like, I also, you're digging, it's like lost information. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I was gonna say probably back up because we're kind of getting into Resurrection talk. So I kind of want to lead into like what led into the event and like how it happened and why it happened and stuff like that before we have like a kind of a jumbled conversation about it. So basically, what Zed was saying, we wanted to just play on cab. Like we never really had a goal necessarily of like, oh, we're gonna run events or anything like that. Like we just like we did kind of like, I think Zed more than me wanted to run events just because like, we can get more people, we can get more players, it'd be sick to have a scene, yada yada yada. For me, it's more like, nah, motherfuckers, I just want to play on cab just by myself with the boys. Like, I'll be completely honest. This was before. Now it's a lot different. But this was definitely like how I was feeling like last year before Resurrection 2. But essentially, yeah, we spent months, just even looking for spaces to have these cabs eventually, like cheap options, like we probably, like Zed said, we
pulled
probably
up that lease at fucking Chinatown Mall.
Dude, even there's a dilapidated mall in Chinatown, and
shit.
it's like absolutely just run down, but there's like units still in there, right? And they're pretty fucking cheap. They're like, you can get any units from like $500 to $1,000 like a month, like in the Canadian, and it's like for a retail unit in like downtown Toronto, like that's extremely cheap, right? So I was like looking at all these spaces, looking at like storage spaces and shit like that, and like there's always some
we started
issue.
looking up like with the G&D Zero, it was like, yeah, you need a shipping broker. So we spent a couple days researching that. Mateo found this lease in the Chinatown Mall, and it was like, you need to have a business license to rent this unit. I started looking into how you get a business license.
Yeah.
There's so many of these things where we were like so close to pulling the trigger, but we were just like, man, this is so dumb. Like this
It's so
is not
sketch.
the way, but
It's
we're
just not
so
the way.
hungry for it.
Yeah, it was just not the way, right? And so, fast forward, this was like anywhere from like early January of 2025 to like, like spring-ish area, right? And then eventually, I think it was around like May or June. And Zed's been looking at, arcade projects for, a bunch of things, and all of a sudden, like a post from Twon, TWON comes up, right? And that was the one he was talking about before, where his name's Tony. He just like is like, yeah, I'm just gonna ship over a container of like 40 cabs, like 36 or 38, candy cabs, and then like however many Vuelixes. And then we're like, oh my god, like this is our chance. Like this is our chance to get a couple of cabs. And so we message him like on the forum. We're just like, yo, we're gonna be there this day, whatever. Let us know when it comes. We'll be there as soon as possible. And so like fast forward to like middle to late July. And at this point, actually, I was gonna say, I think we had the Toronto Resurrection tournament already. Like I think we
had
did.
it planned.
We
Yeah.
had it planned. I think I think our plan was like, oh, like we're gonna run on super guns. If not, we're gonna run on like a pair of cabs and super guns on like some CRTs. No,
we were gonna run like a hybrid tournament.
Yeah.
But looking back, it was insane what we did, because like this dude, I had no idea who Tony was. I just saw a post on this forum where he's like, yeah, I'm bringing a bunch of cabs, first come first serve. We made no commitment, like there was no guarantee we're getting these cabs at all, and we posted that like, yeah, we're gonna have cabs at our tournament.
Yeah.
And this was like, we got them like a month and a half before the event. It was fucking ridiculous.
not even. It was like a month, man. I swear it was like not even. It was like barely a month. But we pulled up. We saw this like disheveled looking Greek man with like 40 cabinets in the storage unit in like this Scarborough, which is just east of Toronto, and we're just like, yo, this is crazy. Turns out motherfucker's one of the nicest guys out there, heart of gold. Spent like 4 hours with us just going through like each cabinet and just like turning them on with like a random arcade board he had, and just like testing it out, seeing like how's the screen look, how's the quality of the controls, not that that really mattered. And then
best of all, making sure the speakers worked well.
Gotta have working speakers, bro.
You gotta have working
Tournament in a month.
speakers. Yeah, they gotta have working speakers, and that became a joke because Tony was like, every time we went onto a new cab, like the speakers might not be like great, and so I'd be like, oh, I don't know, man, like the speakers are kind of shitty. And then Tony's like, bro,
like the first blast he turned on. First of all, we were gonna pick up Astros, and he was just like, "You got to get the blast." And I was like, "Dude, everywhere I read about the blast, people say that they fucking break all the time." That's a whole other conversation. But first one he turns on, he's just like, "Oh yeah, look at the monitor on this one. This one's crisp." And then the speaker is just like farting bass, like it sounds terrible. And I'm just like, "Okay, dude, yeah, like I love the monitor's great, but like let's look at a couple more." He looked at me like I had three heads, and he was just like, "What, because of the speakers?" And I'm like, I gotta run an event in a month, bro. It sounds awful. And then he would not stop busting my balls about the fucking speakers.
Like by the end of the night, it's like we're on a cabinet or like testing out another one, and it's just like Tony would go to Zed and be like, "But are the speakers good enough though? Like, are they good enough?" And
he fired one up, and the monitor didn't even turn on, but we could hear the game. And he was like, "Hey, as long as the speakers work, right?"
Yeah.
I think that's the one, buddy.
So yeah, he was a gem, and again, we had met him that day, and he spent like 4 hours with us, and like just talking about like what we want to do with the cabs, kind of like history and stuff, just getting to know each other. And I think he was immediately on board with like what we were doing. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is dope. Like you guys are actually gonna be using these cabs, not just be like sitting in a basement, on like have an Xbox 360 in that cab or some bullshit, right?" Like he's like, "No, this is like gonna be for for the people, right?" Essentially, even though again, like I said initially, it was the whole reason why I wanted the cabs, and Zed as well mostly was like we just wanted to play Cab Third Strike, right? That's just what we wanted. Like obviously, running events, huh? You want
I
to run
wanted the
events.
TO. I always wanted a TO.
I know, but let's be honest here. If you had to choose between TOing and playing on the cabs, you would choose playing on the fucking cabs. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, you're like, yeah.
in a
I
world
wanna
where I
play.
had to choose, I guess. But
Yes, obviously you don't
choose.
have to choose, but that's my point. Like the whole reason why, like the main reason is like we want to play on cabs. Obviously, like TOing and everything. Don't get me wrong, like that is great. But playing on the cabs was, at least for me, everything. So, but anyways, getting back to the point. No more bullshit. We had so we got a couple cabs, and then fast forward to like the day of resurrection, we had to buy like a U-Haul to like put the cabs, like our couple of cabs in that were sitting in Zed's apartment. We had the boys from London, Ontario, who brought a couple cabs, or no, brought one cab, and then we were getting one from Tony's place, right?
And I think we got both of them from Tony's, didn't we?
Did we end up getting
both?
both?
London boys brought a cab. Yeah.
Did they not? Oh yeah, sorry, they
offered them to us.
Offered to, yes, sorry, but then we said nah because.
But the guy was like, "You guys can take my cabs, but I'm busy that weekend, so you'd have to drive out for how long is the drive to London? Like 2 hours?
2 hours, yeah.
Traffic, something like that. Like
yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to drive out there, bring him back. You'd have to. He's like, they're not even like ready to go. You'd have to set him up, and then we'd have to bring him back after. And I was like, fuck, like we didn't have another option, right? So I was ready to do it, and then I told Tony that I was gonna do that, and he was like, "What are you fucking nuts? Take my cabs."
Yeah.
I'm like right next door to Perfect Chinese Restaurant. Like, just take mine.
Yeah, and he was even like, "Oh, like why the fuck did you guys get a U-Haul? Like you could have just used my Sprinter." Like he works construction, right? So he has this like nice van that could fit like, honestly, almost like 4 cabs in it, like comfortably 3. And then he's like, "Yeah, these are fucking dumbasses. You could have just asked me for the Sprinter and the cabs. You know what? This is you dumb educated people. Blah blah blah." Anyways, so we end up getting a couple of his cabs. Meet his mom sitting in this in the sunroom of Tony's house, and it was nice. Talked to her for a bit and pulled out a couple of those cabs, brought them to Resurrection, and then all like this was probably, I don't even know what time it was. It was probably like 11 a.m. I think, or 11:30. We were a little later than we wanted to be, and I just remember like everything started going to shit. Like we hadn't planned, or we hadn't like prepared the stream and all the assets really. We had just put in these risers in the CPS3s so that the cartridges could sit flush in the case, so like the cartridges weren't sticking out of the case. Turns out that was causing an issue. We tried turning them on, and all we see is just like fuzzy colors, and and Zed's like freaking out. I'm freaking out. We're like, what the fuck happened? Like these were working literally yesterday. What the fuck's going on? And Zed's like, maybe it's something else. And I'm thinking, the first thing I think, I'm like, it's the fucking risers, man. I swear to God, it's those goddamn AliExpress fucking risers. And Zed's like, whatever. Like, spent maybe 20 minutes on it. He's like, fuck it, whatever. Open it up, take it out, try it. So I take him out, put it back together.
Let me add a little more context to this.
All
so
right.
like, when we planned Resurrection, like I said, we didn't have like a Canadian Third Strike Discord. Like we made that after all this, right?
Yep.
There was nowhere to gauge interest, so we tried to put the word out. Didn't really get a lot back, and I think even as late as like a few weeks before the event, I was like, cool, this is gonna be like 20 people.
Yep.
Like we got a room in this, and I guess I'll talk about the restaurant a little bit. So like we Queej has family that works at the restaurant, and he suggested it, and it's like it's a big ass restaurant where they have a bunch of private rooms that people book out. It's like banquet hall style, so they'll have like weddings and stuff in there, private parties. They got karaoke all over the place and stuff. So we rented out one of the smaller rooms, and basically like in the last week, and even like the day of, there were like we went from like 20 people to like 60.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
Third strike players. Yeah, they won't take it easy on their TO at all. No, they can't sign up 5 days beforehand so I can kind of plan for it. No, you gotta do it 24 or 48 hours before the event. Classic third strike players. So
at this time, we were like, we're not gonna put a limit on it. Like we want to see as many third strike players as we can, and we did not think this was a problem we were gonna have. So that morning, we're there late. We just grabbed Tony's cabs, and they're not set up for fighting games. One of them has the monitor in portrait, and I've never taken the monitor out of an Astra before. They did not have the kick harnesses. They didn't even have like a 6-button panel. And then this shit happens with the risers, and like everything is going wrong at the same time. But like as we're doing this, because we were late, we told people to show up for like noon. This room is filling up, and like 15 to 20 people registered at the door. So I'm like, I'm on my knees with my head in a cab, and I'm looking around, and I'm just like, who the fuck are all these people?
Yeah.
There's like 40 motherfuckers here asking like, yo, can we start playing? And I'm like, what? Bro, no, nothing's running. Like, please leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, and thank God, shout outs to Sebastian from London versus Lilith. He ended up getting the controls. He flipped the monitor on I think it was the Astro, right, or whatever, and then he also ended up like on the spot wiring, making like controls, like harnesses and shit for the Versus capabilities on like the Astro and Blast, like not Zenar's Blast, but the cabs we grabbed from Tony. And I was just like, if we didn't have this guy, like we would have been running, another setup on Super Guns. Like we wouldn't have been able to use those cabs. So he absolutely like clutched the fuck up. But anyways, we ended up fixing the risers issue. Sebastian's, getting the other cabs and shit working. And then it's already like almost 1. And I'm just like, all right, fuck. Like we got to like, get the stream assets going. So we're using, this, what is it called? Tournament, whatever bullshit.
Tournament Stream Helper, the worst piece of software ever conceived by man.
So bad. And it's like, there's like a couple, overlays that are like okay, but like they're still shit. So you have Zed like updating or editing like the CSS, like the styling of the overlay.
Oh yeah, I was doing that on the day of.
On the day of, you're doing it on the day of, like adding
forgot.
assets and shit, like all this crap for the stream. Like we had like no time because like there was a bunch of other issues that just happened. Like both of us were working at that time, and so it was just like, and again we had just gotten the cabs. Like I swear to God, we got the cabs like July 25th, and the event was August 22nd, right? Like it was, we had less than a month, to get those cabs ready and working, calibrated and everything. And so it's just like, and yeah, like Zed said, like 40 people are just coming in. You have all these people I've never seen in my life. You motherfuckers asking questions like, hey, like I have an arcade cabinet. Like what's going on over here? And you're just like, man, can you shut the fuck up? Like I'm trying to, like, can you just like actually just go out the door and like shut the fuck up for like 5 minutes or 20 minutes or forever, like just leave us alone. But anyways, like thankfully, we had got, the one setup working, got the other setup working, even though one of the panels was a 2-player panel. And then, we started thankfully able to get some matches going. And to be honest, like, because everyone was like so down to play and they were so hungry to play, like everyone was just able to get their sets going. So we were running through matches like at breakneck speeds. Like it was, every like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, however long, like another set was happening, another set was happening. So we ran, like a 40, 50 man bracket or however many people it was in like 2.5 hours or something, 3 hours. Like it was really fucking, and it was all one bracket too. So it was pretty nuts. And thankfully, we didn't spend too long on bracket, and we were able to like kind of, stop at a good time. I think we stopped around like just before 7 and just before top 8. Then so we broke for dinner, and then.
So okay, wait, we got to talk about the whole dinner aspect of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty curious about for one, breaking for like a fucking 4-course meal before you gotta play top 8 is wild work.
Buddy,
dude.
4 courses? Try like 11-course meal. Dude, Resurrection 1 by all accounts was an absolute miracle.
Yeah.
And I remember Matteo and I were constantly, like I said, Matteo was pulling up like fucking commercial listings at this torn up Chinatown mall. We were constantly looking for venues that we could actually afford. Queej suggested the restaurant because he has family that works there, and it was like a joke the first time he said. Like I took it as I was like, that's hilarious. That would be ridiculous. Like at a restaurant, like I couldn't even imagine what that would look like. And then he explained it more, and he's like, no, there's like private rooms, and like he basically was like, yo, just come out to dinner and check the place out, and I'll bring out one of the employees to like show you around the rooms, and we went out there with like a measuring tape and tried to figure out like, can we actually run an event in here? Honestly, the venue is fucking goated for running a tournament of that size. Like they've already got AV hooked up in the room because they have the karaoke setups, and they like the way they do their like Kanto banquet dinner is for those guys run like clockwork. Like they will roll in a 12-seater Lazy Susan into the rooms, set it up, and then bring out like course after course after course. Like you have like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes to like eat the dish that just came out before the next one comes out, and it was amazing. So we were talking about like how this is actually going to work at the restaurant, and it seemed so ridiculous at first, but the more we like thought about it, the more sense it made.
Yep.
And we held our first resurrection like right after Matteo and I started traveling to stuff. So at that point, we had been to EVA 2024. Matteo had been to 3SO. We went to like the Jazzy finale. And did we go to Combo Breaker that year? I forget.
I went to Combo Breaker. I don't know if you did.
I think
I went
did
to
I go the next year?
I think you might have went to the night. I went to Frosty. I went to Combo Breaker. I went to the Chicago Auto Qualifier, where I slept on Patty's floor. I went to Texas Auto Qualifier, and then I also we went to the Jazzy finale. So those are like the 5 big events I went to in 2025, outside of like 3SO the following fall.
Yeah. And, you know, I had been TOing for a long time. And like it just started to make a lot of sense to have it at the restaurant and have like dinner included in the reg fee, because I remember especially going to Jazzy. Like you walk in, Akihabara Denver is such a sick arcade. They have so many cabs and so many setups there, and there were so many people that year. And like it's just once you get into it and things are moving, it doesn't all of a sudden it feels like it's a lot more empty because people kind of splinter off. You know, in a tournament, especially in a scene like ours where it's going to be a lot of new players, people will show up, they'll go 0-2, and then if they're like brand new and they don't really know people, a lot of them will just go home.
Yeah.
They won't even
or
like,
go
make
eat
friends
or
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like there's a bunch of guys in the middle who like maybe they'll go like 2-2, 3-2 something, and then once their friends are out, they all want to grab a bite, they'll grab a drink, whatever. You'll have like this hardcore degens that are just like in the corner glued to a cab doing their like 3-man rotation, like they don't want to talk to anybody else or nothing. So we were like, yo, if we run a tournament where we include dinner and we put dinner, this might be an asshole move on our part, but we put dinner between like you know, the starter bracket and top 8. It's like no one can leave the building. Like, you hungry? Well, you gotta wait for dinner. You already paid for it. So it like I think that's a big part of what made it run so great. Plus the fact that like Toronto had nothing like this, so everyone was so locked in. Honestly, like not just to toot our own horn, I think the first Resurrection is like one of the sickest tournaments I've ever been to, let alone organized. Because like at no point was anybody like looking for a reason to leave the room ever. People were watching the matches. Everyone was locked in, like excited about what was going on. And I'll tell you, you'll understand as a TO, like when you call people up for a match, you're like, all right, I yelled it out. Let me go find someone else to do for a minute and like tear my hair out because I know they're not going to be. No, Resurrection was like the minute, like the nanosecond you saw KO on the screen for one set, Mateo's already screaming out names in the mic, and then they're like already there. And it was, I was like designing a bunch of scenes in OBS for the stream to like show between games. Never had to use them. It was just like 2 more guys sat down, we're right into the next one. And then we all sat together for dinner, which was incredible. Like, we're there for, you know, you get to like actually unwind because it's like a proper sit down meal, like staff's bringing in like 1 course at a time. And like this was brand new for Toronto, so a ton of guys, like no one really knew each other. It was really interesting. Like we had a few guys come out from the States for Resurrection 1. I remember being on commentary with like Pops and with Meth Rosenstock, and they would be asking me about some of the players that were on stream, and I'd be like, bro, I don't know. Like these are my locals. I don't know any of them, dude. I know like 10 people here. So it's really cool to have like the dinner break to just like actually mingle and have everyone be like attentive and present like the whole tournament. I think that was like the sickest part of the tournament for me, was just that everyone was locked in.
As a TO, have you ever been like, fuck this, I'm out?
All the time, dude. And it's not even just with TOing. Like, you know, the year that we did Resurrection, I was also like playing music a lot more, and it was the same thing with like anytime I had a gig coming up, like I would be stressing the hell out, and like a couple days before the gig, I'm just like, I shouldn't have. Why did I commit to this? Like I should never have agreed to this. And then it rolls around, and I'm like, that was fun as fuck. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about. I felt that way about Resurrection. I felt the way about like every tournament I've run, except for like my, weeklies where it's like 8 of us.
Yeah.
And I feel that way right now about Resurrection, dude. I'm like, I'm definitely like burning the midnight oil right now, trying to get Resurrection 2 off the ground. But I'm also like a lot more prepared than last year, so it's not as bad. But yeah, you already knew the answer to that question, bro. Like, of course I'm gonna fuck this every now and then.
Well, you could ask Lance. I've quit so many times. We're like, fuck it, this is it for me. I'm done. I'm done after this. Don't ask me anything. And then like a day will go by, and I'm like, all right, let's start figuring this out. All right, everybody figure this out.
You're looking back at the VODs like, yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, it's always just like super stressful leading up to it, and then like as it's happening, like I mean, shit just goes wrong at every event, like it's just guaranteed. Like something's gonna fucking bad happen. I mean, last year for us, like the internet went out. There's goddamn Mother Nature storm. It's insane. Like
dude, the flood in Arcade.
Yeah. A month, or I think it was a month and a half before that. Like it fucking floods. And all the, I'm freaking out at work. I'm trying to explain to my boss. She's like, "What's wrong with you? Like, why are you?" And I'm like, "These things are old and it's fucking flooded, and then people coming from Japan. I don't know." She's like, "All right, so take your time, figure it out." I'm like, "All right, So, but yeah, just the worst shit that can happen always does. So it's like just knowing how to roll with that. I think I've gotten a little bit better at it. But yeah, I definitely lose some sleep some nights where it's just like, fucking, I gotta figure this out, and what are we gonna do about this? So
yeah, I've been doing a lot of burning the candle at both ends, and Resurrection 2's in 3 weeks. 2 days ago, we had a board catch fire. I have to figure out where we're gonna get another setup. There's always something.
So let's kind of switch gears a little bit too. I want to kind of get into actually like playing the game. Matteo, you came from Smash. I mean, I guess that you did as well. But Matteo, you're pretty good at Smash Brothers, from what I hear. I don't really know anything about Smash Brothers, but kind of want to talk about your competitive background in that. I hear you're pretty decent. Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm washed now, but I'm not. I wasn't too bad. I could kick it. I think Melee was a game where like, to play the game, to actually be playing like a fighting game. I've said before, like to actually be playing a fighting game, you gotta be playing at a pretty high level. Otherwise, when you're playing, it's just like people are literally just trying to execute, and it just becomes, like a fucking rhythm game at that point. But I don't know. I mean, what do you want to know? It depends on what you want to know.
What's harder to play at a competitive level, Melee or Third Strike? Keep in mind you're on a Third Strike podcast right now, so.
I think Melee is more unforgiving. So I think, and you have to be on like constantly. Whereas Third Strike gives you a bit more room to breathe. Your kind of your risks you take, they kind of plan out better usually, I find, than Melee. At least in my experience. In Melee, you're like constantly risking certain spots, so it's a lot more like smaller risks kind of, or just more consistently taking risks, whereas in Third Strike it's like, no, I can like OS something behind this, or I can put myself in a spot where, yeah, this is risky, but it's like I'm still kind of in a positional advantage or something like that. Whereas with like Melee, it's like it ends up being where like, oh, if you want to take this risk, it's like, oh, you just lose a stock, and then it's just like, okay, and if you just do that like 3 times, you could just lose a game. Whereas like same thing can kind of happen in Third Strike, but I think you have a bit more time to be like, all right, let me chill. I can look at my meter, look at their meter, look at the score, look at their health, think about the situation a bit more in certain spots, and then you can kind of have, execute on your game plan a bit more. Whereas in Melee, it's like shit just happens. It's like all of a sudden, I just like jump towards the ledge in Battlefield and I don't grab it because this game is fucking stupid and the ledge in Battlefield's broken. So sometimes you try and grab it, it just doesn't let you grab it. Like just dumb shit, right? But I don't know. I think Melee is, but I also think that Third Strike's a better game. So just because it is a harder game to play at a high level like Melee, I don't think it's a better game. think it's more Mickey Mouse.
Fair answer. Fair answer.
What
Okay.
What do you think? Because it's been spoken about many times, the idea of the Melee to Third Strike pipeline. So what do you feel it is that connects these games? If there's anything, what's interesting about Third Strike to Melee players?
I think the aspect of parry, I think, is pretty intriguing. Like being able to like now instead of just risking spots, you have like ability to actually reversal people. Where in Melee, it's like you try and take this risk to reversal somebody, and it's like not as guaranteed in a lot of situations, I find. Whereas in Third Strike, it's like, oh, I can parry this, and then I can actually get like a proper reversal most of the time, unless they like rip super or it's some like weird situation where like you thought they were landing and they, you thought they were still in the air and they weren't in the air anymore or something like that. So I think from that aspect, that's pretty intriguing, and I think also like the pace of the game too is kind of nice, even though it is like a slower game. I think it's still fast in a lot of ways, and being in the mix, like being close quarters because of parry allows you to have a bit more ambiguity. Whereas like in other games, it's like, oh, like if I'm in this spot, they just have this button here that like beats me in this spot always, unless I time it differently. Like the footsies are a lot more ambiguous, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the chat too, they mentioned the vibes are kind of similar to that. Whereas like before I knew anything about the actual Melee scene and what fucking happens, apparently what's going on with that, I did have a lot of respect for Melee because I was like, I do like that they're like, yeah, there is the new ones are out. Fuck those, that sucks. I'm still gonna carry around my CRT and my fucking GameCube, and this is the game I want to play. So I feel like in some aspects like that, that's kind of like the similarity, right? It's just like this is my game forever and always. Like I'll always love this. I don't care if it's new. It doesn't mean it's better. I don't care if there's a million people playing the new one. I want to play the old one. So I do like that about the Melee scene, and I have a ton of respect for that. Except they mod the game and they're using all kinds of crazy controllers and they make up their own rules. But I mean, that's
Dude, the game is like barely playable to begin with. They had to, man. They really had to. Melee is such an interesting game as a competitive game, and like I don't think I can really talk about the Melee to Third Strike pipeline because the whole time I was competing and TOing Melee, I was like, I fucking wish I was playing Third Strike right now. But like as I started to get decent at Melee, I was never like good, and for good reason. I feel like as soon as I started to sort of like see the next level of the game, immediately I was just like, oh, this is just not a game I want to play. And it's so mechanically demanding that, like Matteo said, you have to be on the whole time in a way that it like is. I mean, in Third Strike you have to be on all the time, but that's more of like you have to be on in terms of like strategy. You have to like understand what your opponent wants. And in Melee, it's like you got to just be like ready to catch yourself before you fall the whole time. If there's like a spectrum from like playing a game of chess with no time control to like running away from a Mayan boulder trap that's like rolling behind you, like that's to me that's the difference between Third Strike and Melee. Is like Melee, you're just like the boulder's coming. I can't think about much right now. But yeah, like I just felt like I said this to Matteo a lot. I feel like Melee is a game that makes, like, competitively, it makes no fucking sense until you're looking at, like, top 8 in the world. Intermediate Melee, let alone beginner Melee, is people are just flailing. But even at, like, mid-level, like Matteo said, like, they're just trying to execute. They're just throwing shit out that's, like, generally better than it is bad. But, like, you're not really interacting with your opponent at all. Whereas in Third Strike, like that's what it's all about. The whole thing is like you got to interact with your opponent. Like you're really doing the dance with them the whole time.
Yeah. I feel like at Third Strike too, you kind of get like, you almost like get to go to your stool like they do in boxing, if you want to think about it that way, right? Like certain situations where like, okay, I jumped out of the corner, we're back in neutral, and now we're just kind of staring at each other like building bar or whatever, where it's like, I'm not gonna interact with you yet. You're not gonna interact with me yet. We're just gonna think about this for a second. I mean, some players are good at like not letting people breathe, but for the most part, there is kind of like breaks in the action, where you have to like kind of try to figure each other out or figure out the situation that just happened and then how you want to approach. So I can see that. Yeah, in Melee, to me, it just looks like they're slamming into each other constantly and fucking. I don't know what's happening half the time, and spaceys, floaties, whatever. I don't know what the kids are talking about. So,
Wobbling.
well, yeah, that we can all agree should be allowed. I mean, it's
I think we can all agree on that one.
yeah.
No comment. No comment.
Same.
Let me keep it to a good conversation. I'll say this as well. I think I because of Perry alone in Third Strike, I think, and also just in general. But I think the freedom of expression is higher than a lot of other fighting games nowadays, which is what I liked about Melee a lot. Is like you could look at one player who's playing, like for instance in Third Strike, you look at like one player who's playing Chun, like you look at Amir versus like I don't know who's like a opposite of Mir's Chun, like somebody like
Lance.
Maybe Lance. Yeah, actually, kind of like Lance.
There's
yeah, 'cause
different
he doesn't
styles for like Chun Li.
Yeah.
Like I mean even Japanese Chuns like Nuki Chun's nothing like Michael Tan. Like both
Yeah.
godlike Chun Li's. It's just they just have two different approaches to the way they approach the character. So
Yeah. So I think that's the big thing. And you can really tell, like, oh, this is this player just by the way they're playing, which is kind of like Melee to a degree. Obviously, like I think there's definitely some, like not bias, but you'll see someone's name and then you look at them playing like, oh yeah, they move like that. But if you were to put random set on for either Melee or Third Strike, and you'd be like, who's these players playing? It's like which Chun is this? Which Ken is this? It's like you'd probably be able to like say like maybe it's one or two of these players, but to definitively say it's like one of this player. But anyways, point is like I think the freedom of expression is definitely there. I think the ambiguity helps with like footsies and like certain situations. And then I think also the fact that like, oh, I'm in a bad spot here. It's like, well, I can still win it out in some way, which I don't think you can in some fighting games. Like, oh, I'm in this spot. It's like, no, I'm fucked. Like, I don't have meter. I don't have positioning. I don't have the health advantage. Like, I really like have to kind of get lucky in a sense in order to like really make it out of here. Whereas in Third Strike, it's like, yeah, you take a little bit of luck, but it's also like situational awareness and timing and like consistency, which I think actually plays out like more importantly than just being like, oh, I'm lucky and I'm able to then execute, So.
Dude, about the freedom of expression, I think one of my favorite things about this game that I always thought was so fucking sick is, like you said, like you can tell players apart, but not only the fact that you can tell two different players apart, but the fact that there is like a face for every character in this game. And sometimes not just for the character, but like for a super. Like I was watching like I see like a Mimura compilation, and then you see a Tominaga compilation. They're completely different. They're like there's not one iota. Like they're not the same. It's like it may as well be a different character. Same thing with like you'd watch like highlights from like YSB versus Hayao. I thought that shit was so cool, and I think it speaks a lot to like you said, the fact that you can always win in Third Strike. And I think a lot of guys that play Melee, I've had arguments with Melee players about this because they'll be like, yeah, so like who's the like like who's like low tier in this game, or like I don't know, they talk about tier so much because in Melee the tier list is so damning. Like you cannot play a low tier in that game. Like there are some people that'll make it work to a certain level, but like the chasm between a top tier character and a low tier, not even like I'm not. See, the funny thing is when I say low tier, most Melee players are probably thinking of mid tiers. I'm talking like low tiers, the characters that like don't even really exist.
Kirby, Bowser, Zelda, Roy type shit.
Yes. So like, I remember fucking when Neeks was at the warehouse and I was doing commentary with him for like an hour straight. He was talking to me about tiers, and he refused to believe that like they really just weren't nearly as important in Third Strike. And I was like, dude, I don't know how else to tell you this, man. Like this is why this game is so sick. Queej literally can pick Sean and whoop everybody's ass, and it has nothing to do with the character. If he was playing like a day one character right now, like he's playing Third Strike. He's not playing like Remy right now. He's playing Third Strike. He's better at Third Strike than you, and that's why you're losing. And I love that about this game.
Yeah, Sonny was on fucking Peppy the other day, and he would just like leave if like he's like, oh, this guy picked, I don't know, Mewtwo or some shit. He'd just leave. Like, yeah, I'm not even gonna play this. I'm not gonna entertain this. I'm like, dude, can I do that in Third Strike? Like, you just pick Oro, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out, bro. Like, get away from me. Like, don't ever pick that against me. We're done. come back with a Chun-Li or a Ken or something, and then we'll run it. But until then, like, don't pick that Remy shit against me.
There are dudes out there,
I've
kid.
wondered
in
about
the
that
chat,
for a
like,
long time because you know, I feel like that's the opposite. Like, you know, for like good players in Third Strike, like there's not a lot of discussion about balance. Like you might say like, oh, the matchup's hard or something, but you don't dwell on it. But you know, obviously, like the YouTube commenters are like, Chun Yun Ken, Chun Yun Ken. I'm so tired of watching. But melee players are like literally the opposite, which is mind blowing to me. You know, it's like I forgot what was I playing. I was playing some mid or low tier when I the brief time period I tried good old Peppy, and they would just leave as soon as they saw my character, right? Like they would not even entertain it. I found that mindset very interesting.
Yeah, and like that, I think there's a whole other conversation here about like melee as a scene in general versus like Third Strike. Like it's a younger scene. Like a lot of guys that play like traditional fighters, they started out playing like Street Fighter 2 in arcades. Whereas like a lot of guys in the melee scene were like it's like a crowd that's like 10 years younger. They started playing on the GameCube in like their friend's basement, right? So I feel like at least during the time that I was playing a lot, like you could really see that in the scene, and that's why I got so close to guys like Mateo because everyone I knew from the Smash scene in my city, it was like every guy that wasn't weird in the scene, like we all made a friend circle, and then you go to a tournament the whole time you're like, damn, these motherfuckers are weird. Every motherfucker
Oh
out here
yeah.
is weird.
There's too many fucking. There's too many weirdos in melee scene, man. It's just like this is the. And again, there's a lot of gems, but man, there are a lot of fucking weirdos, and it's just like I don't want to talk to you guys. I don't even want to be in the same room with you, motherfuckers. Like this shit's not. It's not right. Um, but honestly, I think that was actually one reason why Zed and I got closer was because of the fact that I had played Third Strike before, and Zed played Third Strike, and so like I think that was one of the first things. One of the first conversations we had was I don't even remember now because it's been over 11 years, but we were talking about like fighting games or something. I'm like, oh yeah, I played OE, and he's like, oh yeah, and I could see his eyes light up. He's like, bro, he's like, yo, fuck melee, play this game set, let's fucking run this game, blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm sorry. Like I was too much in the clutches of melee at that point that I was just like, nah, can't do it, dude. It's just not in the cards right now. And it took, basically 10 years for me to get to the point where I'm like, nah, damn, dude, Zed was spitting this whole time. I was a fucking dumbass. Like, shit.
I mean, man, like we created it now, right, in Toronto. So like at the time, if we wanted to, like it wasn't there. We weren't gonna buy cabs 10 years ago.
No, God no, yeah.
So, is what it is. I actually, man, I remember the first time I met you was at one of those. I think it was either in like Rob's basement or it was like one of the Dalewood.
It was Ben. He was an engineering guy. It was at a Daleweed, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes. Nunn was there.
Yeah.
Me and Nunn were playing like Ganon dittos, not mirrors, by the way. We're running Ganon dits on Yoshi's, and then Mateo came down. He's like, Mateo had a Ganon too, and we chatted like real briefly that day. But I'm pretty sure that was the first time I met you, and then I don't think we really met or hung out for like maybe a year or two after that. But
a little bit. I crashed on your couch it was Frozen Phoenix or whatever, which happened in March of 2016, I think.
Oh, I didn't go to that. So yeah, we started hanging out like as I retired. I actually remember Frozen Phoenix was the first tournament where I was like, I'm not going. Because I was going to everything happening in Hamilton and like a bunch of the weeklies in Toronto and stuff before that. But yeah, that's where I called it. I remember I went to one of the Toronto weeklies and some guy that like I hadn't heard of and most of the other guys I knew in the scene hadn't heard of, like I mollywopped him in pools and he was just huffing and puffing and so mad the whole time, and I was like, dude, like you're new. I don't know what you're expecting. I tried to give him props after the set. He like punched my hand, ripped his cord out the Wii, and like stormed off. And I was just like, yeah, I think I'm done with this game, man. These guys suck.
Do you? So I don't know how to exactly to ask this question without sounding like I'm just trying to adapt the narrative. But okay, So obviously Third Strike comes from arcade history, legacy, right? So there's this idea of like whatever's in the game is what you play, right? So there's no complaining, and if you complain, you are a scrub, right? A scrub is a person who complains about the game instead of trying to get better. Now, whenever Melee Discourse happens across my Twitter account, I'm just always like, or not even Twitter. I mean, it can be anywhere. Like, for instance, I watched Sonny playing good old Peppy, and he picked Falco, and he did 4 lasers, and the guy quit and wrote, like those little auto messages you can do. He wrote, "That was fun. That was fun. That was fun. That was fun," and then he spends the next 6 games like just trolling, basically. Like he was so offended, that Sonny chose to do the wrong moves. I guess my question is there this concept in Melee of like, yeah, don't complain, that's scrubby, or is it just such a history of making up your own fucking rules and banning the ice climbers that there's just nothing like this?
I have to say one thing before I let Matteo answer this question. You're talking about this as if motherfuckers were not putting up signs in arcades saying you're not allowed to throw in Street Fighter 2. Anyway,
Sure.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Sure. I mean, I don't have an arcade background. I started playing this game on the internet in Alaska 10 years ago, so yeah, this is all theoretical in my brain.
I think it's a vocal minority of people who complain. I don't think it's generally a large portion of people. I usually think it's like a few people who are just a couple of dumbasses who think that their voice actually matters, and so they like to just like talk about certain situations or certain things that are going on in the scene, and then it blows up, and then it kind of becomes like a game of telephone sometimes too, where someone says something and then what actually was said was like kind of lost in translation, and so things blow up more than they should. And I've seen that happen a lot of times in the Melee community, because then you have people outside who don't play the game like yourself, who then hear some situation and they go, dude, that guy said this, they did what? And it's like, no, okay, like let's take a step back here. He didn't actually do that. It was in this situation, on that context, and this nuance, and then but none of that gets captured because people are just, because of Twitter. And I think pre Twitter, I think the scene was like a lot less complaining, because it was, and definitely pre Slippy, because you had to show up to someone's place and play in front of them, and like you couldn't just be behind your keyboard, typing that was fun, like you had to actually show up and look someone in the eye and camp them with Puff for 6 minutes a game. Like you had to have balls of steel to do that kind of shit, right? But overall, I'd say like there's definitely more complaining, and I think Zed said it before, like the scene is a little younger. And I think also like there's less traditions in terms of how things operate. And I think also it's actually a big thing, and I think not a lot of people maybe think about it, and I truly think it's a big thing with arcade culture in particular. And again, you didn't come from arcade culture, Lance, but when you started playing offline, you were playing with people who had been playing in arcades for a long time, right? So you had to adapt to that culture, right? With arcade culture in particular, usually it was like winner stays, and you do first to one almost always, and occasionally you do first to two or whatever, but typically it's like best of one, winner stays, right? And if you lose, doesn't matter how you fucking lose, you got to get off the cab. There's someone else who wants to play, and you got to sit with your shit, right? In Melee, you don't really have that necessarily. Like you could have two motherfuckers on a setup just playing each other for like hours, and like even like someone coming by, like in a tournament setting where people are playing casuals, and they could be the third person. They go like, "Hey guys, can I get on this setup?" And people like, I'll be like, some people will literally be like, "Nah, I don't want you to," right?
Bro, people will give you the stink eye and just not even say anything. It was notorious for that. It was really bad, actually.
It's bad, right? So
casual etiquette.
Yeah, casuals. Most people aren't like that, but in recent years, people have kind of been more like that in a lot of ways. And so I think having that tradition of like, you lose, you get up, like it's forced for you to get up. I think like one, that's good because it sets like a standard of like, okay, other people have to play. And then two, also I think it makes it where like you lose, you take a while potentially to get back on the cabs. You have to sit with your loss. You have to think about it. And even if you're the most egotistical, dumbass out there, like you still have to be like, you still are going to sit with your shit and think about the situation for better or for worse, right? And I think that helps kind of like the self-reflection portion, right, of fighting games, where you don't really get that with like Melee as much. And I think that's a big reason why Melee's like it is in a lot of ways, whereas like Third Strike and other, traditional fighters don't necessarily have it as bad.
Yeah, I
It's
kind
also
of feel
so
that
important
way
to.
about like most modern fighting games because like now I've been going to like these big majors and stuff like that. When I watch like them playing casuals, it pretty much is like, okay, me and Lance are gonna go sit on a station and we're just gonna play until we're done. There's not like a like, okay, well I got next or whatever, because it's like, oh, I gotta unplug my controller, I gotta map my fucking buttons or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's like it's kind of the beauty of what we have. It's like you lost, bro, get up. I can be playing in the next 5-10 seconds or whatever. Like it's not like a sit down, plug your shit in, let's go through the settings and everything, let's run it. Like yeah, that's why Third Strike should be played on arcade hardware, boys. That's what I'm saying. So,
Facts.
It's true.
I think it's also so important to like watch the game,
Mm-hmm.
and arcade like the arcade etiquette forces you to do that, and it's like it breeds like the survival of the fittest attitude. So like when you start doing something that's effective, no one's really gonna be mad because it's like that's how you stay on the cap. Like that's just what you had to do. Whereas with Melee, I I could have a whole other conversation about this, but like okay, you asked like kind of where we stand as being like competitors versus TOs. I feel like I really kind of burned through my like fire as a competitor when I was playing Melee, unfortunately. Um,
that is a
and
bad way to spend it, my friend. That's not.
yeah,
not good.
it was rough. It was rough. But yeah, like I would find myself getting frustrated sometimes. Like either I thought a lot about that too. Like why does someone get frustrated when they're playing a game? Like what am I actually mad at? And I kind of broke it down as like you're either mad because you're not happy with yourself, so you're not like executing up to your standard, or like you're making mistakes, or you're upset with your opponent because you think that the way that they're playing the game doesn't match like how you think the game should be played, or you're just upset with the game itself. And with so I thought a lot about that, and I kind of broke down for myself like what does it even mean to like play the game right. And I think this is where a lot of this shit like let's ban wobbling, or like you can only grab the ledge 5 times or whatever the fuck. I think this is where this stuff comes from in Melee, because like when you play a competitive game, like you have fun playing this game because you have practiced a certain set of skills and you want to test those skills against another player. But when you like get into the match and they're just playing with a totally different set of skills that you've never practiced and don't really care about or have an interest in developing, you're not going to enjoy the game. And
Yeah, deadly players. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
There goes the
Gerald on Corey Gaming, in one of his videos, I think it was like his video about like execution or something, talked about this concept of like, what if we just added like a win button to the game, and it was like game starts, like first person to hit the win button just wins the match. It's perfectly fair. It's an option both of you have access to.
I'd beat Lance every time.
First. Yeah, and then and Lance complained about it. You'd be like, "Yo, okay, good. I'm faster than you." And Lance would be like, "Well, I spent all this time practicing footsies, not like my hand speed, so he's not gonna have a good time." So anyway, yeah, I have this. That's my
I
whole,
did
like,
body
philosophy of, like,
Lance at a
enjoying.
game similar to this. It was called Kirby Samurai on Kirby's All Star on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like
think
it's two samurai, it's Kirby and another person, and then there's like they drop the thing in the middle, and you got to hit a button, and then you like fucking. Lance got dumpstered every single time.
I think
dude.
there was one-sided lag. I don't think the next one was up to snuff.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about
Gotta
that.
run it.
Advantage.
Yo, we gotta run that at 3SO this year.
I'll bring
man.
the Super Nintendo, dude. We'll post it up and see who
Yeah, let's run it, let's run
Kirby
it.
Samurai side bracket, dude. So.
Yeah, I guess I mean I didn't have a point really. It was just it's very interesting to me to observe the cultures that are so different. And like some things that I've taken for granted, right? Like I came into Third Strike, I kind of like watched what other people are doing, and so I just internalized these rules as self-evident. Of course, you get up after you lose one time, and of course, the game is the game, and you never complain, just get better at it, right? But it's not, it's something I've taken for granted that when you examine it, it's like there's not really a reason, right? We could just ban all the things we don't like, like ban most of the stages or whatever. Well, I mean, Melee comes from a place where it's not really much of a competitive game unless you make a lot of rules for it, right? And then even so, you have to decide where do you draw the line.
Melee's also
I
a
don't know. I
game.
don't have a point to it. I thought it was interesting.
Melee's also a game that lets you change the game a lot. Because, like, in Third Strike, there's no option to, like, turn off or use Fireball. Like, you can't do that. You're just fired up. You're playing the game. It's, you know, but Melee gives you access to all this shit. You can do some, like, really stupid shit. You can play, like, tiny mode with, like, only bombs set to, like, very high drop rate. And it's, like, pure chaos. It's not even
It sounds
remotely
like a
close
sick
to...
game, dude. Sounds
Yeah, dude, it's way
man.
better than like actual competitive Melee. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it was so freeform that like you have to put those fences up for it to be, you know, for it to work as a competitive game.
Yeah, and like in the arcade too, like you couldn't change it, right? Like that's probably a lot of where that came from. Of like, you know, your opponent picks Yun, and you're really mad about it. It's like you can't make him stop, like you know, like without like stabbing him or something. Which again takes us back to old arcade culture, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, the old stories we've heard. Yeah. Well, interesting.
Yeah, I mean the aspect of money matching too. When you think about it, when it comes to arcade culture, is like you put a quarter on the line every time you play. You don't get to tell me how to play or gamble my money away, buddy. So, get fucked.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
while we're on the topic of Dudley, Matteo, recently you've made the switch from Necro to Dudley. Can you explain that switch for me?
Necro sucks.
I don't.
It's just that simple. Nah, for real though. Let me set up for this one. For real though, I think I played Necro for like a year and a half, right? And then I went to Japan over the holidays, and playing the game against the really good Japanese players, I was starting to realize that the way that you had to win in a lot of situations was like guest parry into back medium kick, medium punch, lariat, super. Basically, and like your whole win condition's stun. And the thing is when you're playing against like these really, 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 really good players who have really, really, really good defense, I'm just like, man, like this feels fucking impossible. Like I don't get any freebies. I don't have any situations where I can just, kind of play my game. And so as time went on, I played against these Japanese players. I'm just like, this fucking sucks. This blows. And I'm watching Yamota play against these players, and he's just like destroying them. And again, I know he's fucking nasty. He's like best deadly in the world, etc. But even then, I'm just like watching him, and I'm like, these are all things that like he's doing that I'm like, I don't think they're that crazy. Like most of the time. Obviously, there's a few instances where I'm like, oh, this is pretty crazy. But in general, I'm like, this doesn't look that fucking wild. Like this is doable. You know what I mean? And so when I came back, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna find a character like that'll work for me. I played Ken for a bit before, and I found him enjoyable, but I didn't really like totally jive with him. So I'm like, fuck it, let me play Dudley. And as time went on, I'm like, man, like I can kind of do the same shit in a sense in like certain offensive positions that I would do with like Necro, but I can just instead do with Dudley, right? Took a bit to kind of get used to like his range because he's a little more stubby than Necro in certain spots, and like I don't have like get out of free jail card with like jump drill in a lot of spots and stuff like that. But in general, I was like, this guy, like he makes sense. Like I can deal with his options. I get a lot of damage off of this, and I can still kind of play my game, and I'm not having to deal with like, oh, if I can't get stun, I can't win. Like I can just kill them by doing more damage, right? And then 50-50 them. So I was like, basically to sum it up, I'm like, I was tired of working for the money. I wanted the money to work for me. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is.
Yeah, Necro is a hard life, and yeah, I will say like when you go over there, their defense is a lot better than ours. I will say, and
Much
then,
better.
And they make the lower tier characters feel like they're lower tier, whereas like I feel over here like we don't have too much matchup experience when it comes to like characters like your Necro, your Oro, your Hugos, like, and we only have like a few people in the U.S. that are kind of like playing those characters at that level. So it's like when you run into one, it's like, oh fuck, this is rough, So whereas over there, like everyone's good with like a lot of characters, like yeah, like, it's crazy. Like when I went over there, there's a fuck ton of Yuns, and like over here, there's no Yuns really for the most part. Like I was at Newton, there's fucking Yun and 7 cabs over here. What the hell's going on? Like everyone's playing this character. Like back home, it's just not that way. So I can see it. I still think you're a Necro player.
I'll say right now, I'm playing with the people here and talking to people. They all say like, Queej and Dan both say like, yeah, your Dudley's better than your Necro. Queej says that all the time. He's like, yeah, your Dudley's better than your Necro for sure. Because I think like I said, there's like a lot of spots. And again, like obviously I didn't explore the character fully. Like I probably didn't do a lot of shit I could have done, right? Of course. But at the same time, I'm like looking at it's kind of the same way Zed was describing his melee journey of like getting to that next level. It's like I'd have to do certain things that I don't find enjoyable. And I was feeling that with Necro. I'm like, this is not what I find enjoyable. Like I don't find those drill mix-ups enjoyable. I don't find these niche kind of situations enjoyable to like lab and get down, you know? Like I've never been the kind of person where I play a game where I'm like sitting in training mode labbing these situations. Like I'm no Cho, you know, like I'm not there just to learn the tech and be able to do it. Like I want to play the game. I think Dudley's perfect for that because it's like I don't need to. I just need to be like consistent. I just need to play my spots well and then, you know, be able to execute like and that's a lot more enjoyable for me than like, oh, I need to be able to hit this cross up drill kick in order to get this stun. You know, I need to be able to get this, you know, one reversal timing thing or this whatever bullshit spacing. Like I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I never will. I never have. And so Dudley just like fit perfectly because I can unga bunga my way through shit and like play the game. But at the same time, like I don't think I unga bunga as Dudley too hard as like other Dudleys. Like I'm not like
You
EXDPing
don't.
and like
I remember when I played your Dudley at Texas Showdown, I was like, man, if like Mateo knew how bad I was against Dudley and just didn't respect me like a gentleman, like he would just destroy me. Like, because there's a lot of times like you're just sitting there in neutral. I'm like, oh fuck, he's trying to play neutral with me. Okay.
yeah, I'm playing
You just
like
did
I'm
jump
trying
roundhouse or throw out a couple of Connie palms and.
like I'm out here trying to show people like yo Dudley like can be respectful. Like, he's like you know an honest character. Like he's got a lot of dumbasses. I won't name names, but like at the same time like he can be played. And I think it also helps too that I have like an insanely good Dudley player in our region. Shoutouts to Mo, or better known as like Slims McKenzie on Fightcade. Like he plays the game and he's like playing neutral. He's playing the spot. He's playing situations like. He's not just like, oh, let me do, you know, EXDP here. Let me do dart shot into super, even if they're not crouching. Let me do, you know,
dart shot into dart shot.
yeah, like shit like that. Like, he's not doing
yeah.
anything stupid like that, right? Like he's like, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna respect, you know, what like is good third strike, and I'm gonna try to play that within, you know, the context of what Dudley is as a character, and that's what I think is enjoyable. Like I'll play those mix ups. I want to find out how to beat those situations in like a way that makes sense, right? And again, I think people still think it's like, oh, this character is fucking stupid, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, of course he's got 50-50s. Yeah, of course he's got dumb shit. And it's like, look at any fucking character. They all got stupid shit. Yun's got Ganajin. Chun's got like a billion hit confirms and fucking crouching jab. Don't even get me started with that goddamn button. Like, you know, Akuma's actually pretty legit because he's got no health. But like, even he has like things where it's like, he could play keep away. And it's like, I can't do fuck all. Like there's a lot. Every character has some bullshit. I think people just get mad because it's like they get one knockdown as Dudley and then you do 50-50 and it's like, well, just guess parry once. That's what you do and it works out every fucking time. So, like, fuck, just it's like if he's bullshit, you might as well do some bullshit back to him and then it works out. Like I don't know.
I played.
I thought it was really funny that.
Go Zed. Sorry.
I was gonna say I thought it was really funny that everyone was saying that like yo like nah Mateo's a Necro player, he's a Necro because for months when he was playing Necro we were talking about this all the time. I would always be like you're the least Necro player out there and that's why your Necro's so good because he would play Necro in the most stable way possible. Like I didn't play any other Necros that are just looking for that like you know, like I don't even know what I think it's just a stand strong hit confirm. Like that was Mateo's bread and butter, and you can't fuck with him mid screen footsies because you know he has it. He never misses that confirm. But what he didn't have was like some whack fucking post super drill ambiguous cross up set play, and there were so many times where I was like, dude, I was probably dead here if you had whatever this setup is because nobody knows that shit. And yeah, Mateo's always just like, yeah, I don't want to do that though. Like I want to play footsies. So when he switched to Ken, before he even started playing Dudley, he switched to Ken, and I was like, "You're playing the exact same way you were playing Necro, but it's working so much better because you're Ken now." And now he's doing the same thing on Dudley. He's the same thing. He's playing like very stable, reactive, smart gameplay.
And this is like nothing new to me either. Like I played Falcon in Melee. Like people always make fun of that character for being like down throw guess and like every aerial move fucking combos into itself. Like I've heard this shit for years. Like none of this shit's new to me, right? But at the same time, like when I played as Falcon in Melee, like I'm trying to be more legit. I'm trying to like play these spots right. I'm trying to outplay the player, right? Like I if I'm gonna lose to somebody, you know, doesn't matter who it is, like as long as I play the way I want to play, where I'm like obviously occasionally I'll do like an EXDP or whatever because you kind of have to, right? Like you can't not show an option in third strike, but it's like my default's not going to be that. My default's not going to do backswing blow. My default's not going to be all this other bullshit that like people find is like dishonest or stupid. Like my goal is like I want to play this spot and see if I can beat you, like in a way that like makes sense, that isn't scrubby, I guess, right?
Even if your default was like wake up EXTP or wake up super, I feel like the key difference is that for you it's like part of the conversation, but the scrubs are the ones that they're not conversing with you. Like you will block that shit 5 times and they're still doing it, and you're like, "What are we doing here, man? Like, may as well be in training mode."
I played a deadly player on Fight Kid the other day where I just stopped and just observed like what he was doing, because we were full screen away from each other, and it looked like he's just doing a button check, like Connie Palm towards medium kick, roundhouse, and I'm like, "Are you okay over there, bro? Like, is everything working out? Like, you all right?" And then he just jumps at me and I die. So, my fault, my fault. So I don't know
My
if he
fault,
was
man.
like psyching me out or whatever with fucking that shit just to land the jump, but yeah, these deadlies are wild, man. But I feel like you can, like you were saying, like you can play the character honestly, because if you watch like Yamota play, like he kind of like he'll just sit in neutral and kind of like throw some like normal pokes out and stuff, and like he fake. I call it like fink of the funk, where he's just like, yeah, I want to play neutral with you, like yeah, I'm doing this or whatever, and then when you like finally commit to it, then he fucking jumps, and then you're just dead, like he's very good at like getting the meter, and then like okay, well we're gonna try to be honest here, and then once he knocks you down, it's game over, curtains. There's so many games where I played him, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm winning, like I'm dominating him here. And then it's like, no, he's just kind of waiting, picking a spot, wait until he has good meter, and then let's get for a game, boys. Let's see how it goes. So, yeah.
This is
Yep.
what, Young Dudley?
Yeah, Young Dudley, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, like, yo, wow, Yun's out playing Dudley in neutral. That's crazy.
Yeah,
He must be so much more skilled.
I
I
I
am.
I, I think the thing is to what's interesting though, what I find kind of funny about like Dudley as a character, or rather if you look at, actually let me bring it back a sec.
Yep.
If you look at really good Dudley players, especially Yamoda, you can learn a lot of what they're gonna do on their Oki when they have you knocked down, just based off of the meter
Yeah.
and then your health. Like and then that right there kind of gives you another understanding of like, okay, this is how I can defend this situation. Whereas I think a lot of people, they get put in the corner against Dudley and then they just think, oh, he just gets his 50-50, whatever. And it's like, no, like if you look at his meter, it's like, oh, he has enough here where if he does dart shot, he'll get super. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna parry forward here.
Yep.
And I think it was Michael Tan or somebody was doing that to him, or
Mhm.
like I remember watched a set, where he played against someone and they read every single time he did it, and it just looked like he was guessing, like they were guessing on their wake up. But it's like, no, it's like they know what to do because they're looking at his meter, and then from there you can take it one next level and be like, okay, based off the health, and then based off the player habits, and then from there it's like, okay, now I'm not gonna get hit by this shit, and then what that forces the Dudley to do is be like, all right, now I have to do like delayed button, or I have to just go for throw or whatever, right? So it's like you can learn a lot by just like looking at what the resources are in the game, and then you can see it's like, okay, it's actually not that much cheese. Like, yeah, the 50-50 is a little cheese, but at the same time, it's like you can deal with it if you understand the game, which I don't think most people do. So I think that's why people go, fucking this stupid character. This is dumb. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I really
I
feel
think
like
the
that.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really feel like that, like choosing to gamble with the Dudley in that situation where he's got like 50-50 Oki on you is like an integral part of the game. Like that mind game and like all the options you have available to you, it's never guaranteed. And what's cool about Third Strike is like he can get blown up for doing it. It's not just like you defend it successfully and now you're back to neutral. Like you could fuck him up for going for that. Um, And I think this is why I like longer sets more, because like that's where that shit really comes out. Like when you're 10 games deep, then the Dudley's really gonna think twice about that dart shot. But like in a first to two, it's a little different. But I don't know. I think instead of saying like, "Yo, that's cheese," it's like I think those people are not accepting that mind game is like a part of the game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I agree that generally the meter gives you an idea either of what Dudley's going to do or how you should defend it, right? Like if you're like, okay, he has one bar, I will just take the dart shot. That's fine. Like I just don't want to get swept and then I'm in this situation again. So that often, so both players knowing that is part of the mind game. And then also good to remember, which I was alluding to earlier, that Dudley does actually have a hard time in neutral versus a lot of the strongest characters. So I mean, obviously, everyone's experienced a time where Dudley just jumped in on them like a crazy person and then just did his stuff and then he won. You know, that happens. But I mean, every character has stupid win cons where you're like, wow, that round was really done. You know, like Chun-Li does round 3, she does low forward super, jump light kick, low forward super. Oh, I guess I win, you know.
Like that's way more bullshit in so many different ways than fucking bro, or doing fucking crouching light kick immediate knee. It's like, all right, well I guess I just have to chill. Like, oh, but then they'll just do another crouching light kick and then throw me, and it's just like, wow, I this is awesome. Instead of it being like, oh, I can just guess parry out of this, like, oh, that sounds a lot more enjoyable to me, at least for in my opinion, than having to deal with like all these other cheap block strings and fucking mix up cross up situations. Like fuck that bullshit. But at the same time, I enjoy fighting that shit because it's like, you know, there's a way out of it. It's just people don't want to. Their ego doesn't allow them to sit with it and be like, okay, what is the way to deal with this? Like, how can I actually more consistently deal with the situation and be like, oh yeah, this is what is a good answer to this or a better answer than what I'm currently doing. Instead, they want to complain and be like, nah, that shit's stupid. You know, fuck that shit. Like another good example is like the booger, you know,
the Oro shit.
unblockables,
Yeah.
Oro shit, right? Like once I think it was Zed or somebody said like, oh yeah, or you down parry and then you parry left like twice or whatever quickly, like
Yeah.
then that starts making it where it's like, okay, now the Oro player has to change it up, and most Oro players can't. So it's like, okay, now I'm out for free. Now I just fucking down parry toward left or towards parry them like twice quickly, and then I'm chilling. But it's like people don't want to do that because they think of it as like, oh, I don't fuck this. Like I don't want to play this. I'd rather go fucking drink some beers and do nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down with that actually. Yeah. If it's Oro or beers, I'm drinking beers all day. Dude.
That's what. Yeah, like, I'm with you on that. I'll be honest, but like that's my point, right? People want to sit with it and be like, yeah, this is what you can do. This is what like, and that's what makes the game fun in a sense. Like, and you don't have to lab that shit. Like, you can literally just look at someone else play, a situation that you usually lose, and then be like, okay, what can I do here? And then you just think of those options to do, and then you try one each time you're in that situation. And when you're playing against Oro, that happens a fuck ton if you're a dumbass and you're getting hit by launcher all the time like I am.
Nope.
So you might as well just like practice it while you're playing them, and then all of a sudden you're going, oh wow, I can actually deal with this situation better. And then eventually it becomes, oh, I dealt with the situation, I got a reversal, and then I won the round off of it, right? So I mean, like, I think I don't know. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at is I think people are fucking pussies, and
love it. I love it. Yeah.
And they just need to like look at the screen and stop being a bitch, and they'll probably get better at the game and enjoy the game more.
I love it.
I would just say the exception in my brain is SA2 Makoto. I just think that is that's the one where I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, that's too degenerate. Like, I'm on board, don't complain. The game is the game, but also SA2 Makoto is very fucking stupid. I'm just gonna say that. That's all.
Just put yourself in the corner when you're chilling.
So speaking of SA2 Makoto, so we got CEO coming up, boys. Like, what
Woo!
we got Tominaga, the SA2 Makoto is gonna be there. So, what are you guys training up for this? Have you guys been practicing all, studying your matchups, anything? It's literally a week away, by the way. It's next week. It's crazy.
I'm gonna do what I always do. I'll let Zed answer after, but I'll do what I always do, which is I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna drink some beers during bracket. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not one to be like, yo, let me look at how this guy likes to deal with this situation. Like not to be say, I was just saying that's what you should do, but I'm not the one to like.
Someone
target
else
a player.
needs to do it, not me.
Yeah, everyone else, not me.
And you got to do it in that voice too.
Yeah. I guess what my point is I'm not like actively going like, oh, Tominaga's going. Let me look at all of his footage and let me figure out this situation, that situation. Like if that you find that enjoyable, do that. I was more so saying like in general, if there's spots where people are complaining about a stupid thing, then you should do that. But I'm not going like dissecting it, writing down notes in a notebook or whatever. Like that's not how I do it, you know. So probably just like I said, drink a couple beers, probably more than a couple, and then play some Third Strike.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Zed?
I'm the same way, man. Yeah, like at this point, I'm in it for just hanging out. I also like. I do wish that I could dedicate more time to like really trying to grind, and like I would love to do better at these events. Like I've had so many people tell me that like, oh, like your placements like don't match like your skill, and I'm like, yeah, I would agree, but like it is what it is. Like I don't really grind for like the first to two. Like I just I don't have the time. I don't have the passion for that anymore. Where I'm like, I gotta fucking win to the point where I'm like looking up the bracket and like trying to find footage of the guy. I'm not doing that. I'm also just pulling up, grabbing some beers, and like more excited to play casuals than to play in bracket. But I don't know. Yeah, there's always that little part of me that's like, I do like I want to play well. I don't really want to work for it though, especially not when we're like planning our own events and stuff. There's just other priorities.
I was gonna say too. Also, like, I don't think I'm a good enough player to necessarily be like. And again, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think it necessarily matters what level of skill you are in order to be someone who does like study other players. But at the same time, I don't think I'm well enough in the game to be like, okay, now I need to start like looking at this player's habits in order to beat them. It's like there's so many situations that I'm not familiar with that I'd rather just like play the game and watch like footage in general to prepare and like understand things than I would be to be like, oh, Tominaga's coming. Okay, let me do this here. Let me do this in this spot because he likes to do this. Like it's like no, I'm gonna play him. I want to see how he likes to play and then build a game plan off of that because I think that's also more fun as well.
Yeah, I fully agree. I like going in blind, and I also like. It's not even that you're like not at that level, I guess, but like it's just Third Strike is such a bottomless well that like I'd much rather spend my time just getting better at the game than like investing time in figuring out what some guy I might play is going to be doing.
No, I do. Yeah, I do agree with that. Sometimes I've like when I was really trying to like be a good player, I would like watch some of my opponents like things, and then I'd actually play them. I'm like, this dude's not fucking doing anything. That I just
Yep.
watched, like he's not doing a goddamn thing that I thought. And sometimes too, I would just like freeze up because I'm like, okay, I think he's gonna be doing this in this situation, and then it wouldn't come, and I'm just sitting there with like my fucking thumb in my ass, like, all right, well, what I was looking for and planned on is not happening, and I don't really have a plan B right now. So, all right, here we go. So, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it can bite you.
Yeah.
This is also like so fascinating that like the way someone plays, like even if you're watching them at the same event play someone else, and you're trying to draw conclusions about what they're playing, like immediately you realize that like okay, the way they're playing right now is fully dictated by the way I'm playing. So what you think you know about the player might just be what you know about like their opponent actually, and it doesn't apply when you're playing them. Like you got to know what like hand you're showing because they're not just gonna like they're not a bot. They're not gonna fucking you're not hitting play on a replay.
Yeah, and Silo was kind of alluding to that earlier in the chat. Like when we watch Japanese footage, remember these guys have been playing each other 15 years. Like I think it's, I mean, for what I know, my personal approach is that I just kind of try to learn the matchup, and then each match is a fresh slate. So whatever they're showing in those rounds, okay, that's what we'll adjust to. And then also there is the element which I think you guys were kind of touching on is like, uh, you're interacting with your opponent. So not only is it like, okay, I can't necessarily memorize his tendencies because maybe he only does that versus some guy in Japan that he's played for 20 years, but also like the way that he's interacting with you is forced by the things you're doing as well. So I think you kind of just have to just take the match as it is. Just like walk in, say, okay, this is my Dudley versus Goki game plan, and I will adjust. And I have enough flexibility that I am ready for every look, right? So if I see that the opponent's starting to do this, okay, I have a response to that. So it's just like having a response to everything, but you kind of just adjust in real time. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much how I approach it anyway.
Dude, about the like watching high level Japanese footage and like missing some of that context. I hope this is like kind of a universal experience for a lot of us like Gaijin players, but I remember like years and years ago finding the Kuroda DVDs and just watching them being like, bro, everyone he's playing is playing like a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? And because you don't get to see like the 1,000 hours before that where he like blew everyone up for going for like all their usual options. So you're like watching people play him scared as fuck. They're not reacting to shit they should react to because there's like a million other options that you don't get to see on the screen. And I still go back to those DVDs every now and then to be like, it's been a couple years since I've like watched the Kuroda Goki DVD, and I'll watch it and be like, oh shit, there's like every time I watch it, there's like more stuff that I'm realizing about what's actually happening that was not visible at all when I was new.
I heard some of those guys were bums, so I don't know if anybody can confirm.
Some of them,
I'm sure they were all.
There's some clips where I'm like, this shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Is
some
that
of
Ray on the DVD?
Some of those were quarter putter uppers or yen putter uppers. That's what I heard. So they're just like, yeah, I just want to play Kuroda. Here's my 100 yen. And now he's on the DVD, dude. He made a DVD out of him. Sold that shit. And now he's in jail for pedophilia.
Great. Thank you. Welcome to the Lance and Ray podcast. We talk about everything. Did any of you guys buy the Kuroda DVDs when they were like DVDs?
I don't think you can buy them. Could you actually buy them or no?
In
Yeah, I
North
bought a set.
America?
Damn.
Yeah.
I
didn't even know Third Strike was a game back then.
Bro, who
yeah.
was dealing you Kuroda DVDs?
Yeah,
I think
bootlegged out of like a fucking
it's like
Chevy
some guy on
Cavalier.
Yeah, I'll have to go check my old SRK forum DMs and see who it was. Because I bought a set off SRK.
I bet that fool probably downloaded it and just burnt it to a DVD and then selling you that shit. Dude.
Sold it for $100.
The fucking
yeah,
like
very
Nico
possible.
Nico UI is still there in the video.
He gets in his camcorder footage of his fucking PC screen or whatever. Like
unregistered hypercam.
Yeah.
There was a thing about that though at the time. It was like there was like a post like on this or like pinned on the SRK forums, which is like, do not upload the Kuroda DVDs. He says he'll quit playing if anyone uploads them.
Oh
like,
no!
Oh, you're giving me that kind of power? I'll just upload it just to do it, dude.
That's how I beat Kuroda. Oh man! Oh, what are you guys' favorite Japanese players to watch? If you're gonna, I'm eating lunch. I'm gonna pop on like a fat video because I got a fat meal here, and I'm gonna have a good time on my lunch break. What are you putting on?
Probably KO, but not his Yang, like any other, like his Akuma. And the reason why is because he plays like such a fucking retard.
He does.
It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like he's just doing dumb shit. Like there was one he played against Tominaga I watched recently. This is Goki, and he's just doing like fierce, like Kiktatsu, and then it whiffs, and then he just DPs after, and it worked like every single time. And I'm like, oh man, this is so fucking awesome to watch. This is so stupid, but I'm just loving every second of it.
I think KO's been studying American footage, dude, for sure. Like,
yeah,
it's a very American thing. So, but yeah, I love
only
KO.
Fightcade.
I love KO's alts, dude. His Alex is fucking beast, dude. KO Alex just jump fierce over and over and over again 4 or 5 times in a row until he gets it. Yeah, KO Alex is number one. What about you, Zed? What are you putting on?
I don't watch nearly as much footage as I should, but I think the player I like watching most is Hayao, dude. The way that guy like solves problems, I feel like every Hayao video I watch is like, it's like a fresh game. Like he's figuring out third strike from scratch, because like the win con is so clear, but like how he gets there is like different every time. I love it.
Yeah, Hayao's a different beast. I was so glad we got to play him last year because I was like, you see it in the DVDs, and then when you actually play against him, you're like, oh fuck, I feel like a child, dude. Like, I just can't hit this guy, and like the way he's whip punishing everything with his normals, like, you just don't see that, or like, yeah, I don't know, that dude's insane. It's cracked out.
Last year's 3SO was like one of the most like, I don't really get starstruck like ever, but like being in the room with Mimura and Hayao was so sick, because like those are the two players whose videos I would see when I was a lot younger. And there's some like Mimura compilation that's like an hour long, and I must have watched it like 3 or 4 times, and like there's a section in there where for like a minute straight, he's just like red pairing the second hit of a short, and
Yep.
like at the
Yep.
time that I watched it, it blew my mind. I was like, that's, and it's like I'm doing that shit now, but like for years I was like, this is like an unattainable level of play. This is crazy. So yeah, dude, shout out to you guys having the opportunity to play. Those guys in 3SO was so fucking cool.
Did you see the one with the Paramore song? It's like yeah,
I think so.
I showed that to Mimura, like fucking, this is you, bro. Like, and he's like, oh, cool, yeah. But it's so like me and Yuki were watching that, and we're like, yeah, dude, this song fucking sucks. Like, yeah. It's like, yeah, you gonna turn it down? Like, nah. Like, yeah, me neither, bro. Me neither. It's cool. Just let it play out, you know. So.
I went up to RX at Brooklyn last third, and I was trying to tell him how much I loved his Wanted series. You've seen those, right? Like,
yeah.
He was just smiling and nodding. I don't know if he understood half of what I said, but
yeah, I showed
that
him.
was another moment where I was like, "This is cool as fuck." I'm actually meeting RX.
I showed him the one he did a combo video way back in the day. I think it was like with tool assisted stuff, and he used like a Nightwish song. Yeah. And I was like a massive Nightwish fan when I was like 12, and I was just like, dude, I fucking love this combo video. And RX was like, yeah, it's good. So.
Hell yeah.
No beast. So we got CEO coming up. Toronto Resurrection coming up. So you guys have a full stacked fucking month of Third Strike. What are you guys? You guys are coming to the Open, I hope, this year.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
How many guys are? How big do you think Toronto Resurrection is going to be this year? Because I saw already 60, 70 signups.
It's already 80.
80. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah.
We actually can't have many more. I think we set our attendance cap, like hard cap, to like 95 or something like that.
I said 90. Just you said 95. I think 95 will be even too much. So I said 90.
We started at like 100. It kept coming down. But
yeah. Well, just because Queej was like, yeah, we don't have too many people because then like the Chinese staff will, they'll get really fucking mad. That's his words. That's what he said. He's like, yeah, the staff will be fucking pissed at the restaurant. And I was like, all right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We want the venue to be happy with us because we want to be able to keep doing this. But I think we're at like my ideal number. When we were talking about organizing it this year, I like projected 80, and we planned for around 100 at like the absolute max. But like the goal was 80, and I think that if it stays at 80, that's going to be like, it's going to be live as fuck, but it's going to be comfortable.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's going to, I don't know, it really like kind of leveled off the reg, and we haven't really been pushing it very hard. We don't really, I was saying this earlier, but like we don't really have like social media people. Like I had high aspirations about like making a video and shit, and I think I had some sick ideas. I just don't have the time, and I'm a fucking amateur at all this shit. But whatever. I think like we hit 80 so fast, and I was like, oh shit, sick. I don't even have to do this stuff. Like I think last year's tournament kind of spoke for us.
Yeah, I mean 80 is still a huge number. Like, like having 80 dedicated players for Third Strike is like, that's big. Like that's a really big thing. I don't think people understand. Like, yeah, you get 200 people at Combo Breaker, but like 150 of those are just guys that are like, oh, Third Strike's there. I've seen the Daigo parry, right, guys? Like all inner, So like having like 80 dedicated like hardcores come out for event is like massive, especially in year 2. Like, and I mean, I watched the video from home watched the tournament from home last year. Really wanted to go this year, didn't work out, unfortunately. But yeah, it just looks like a great event, and I hope everyone.
Timing of CEO fucked us, man. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Motherfuckers, like we would have been perfectly fine because the whole point of keeping in August is like, there's no events in August. Jazzy's done by like
3SO.
Yeah, like 3SO. Yeah, exactly. It's like in between there. Jazzy last year was like in June, so we're like, okay, that gives like 2 months at least buffer. And then there's like nothing in September. There would be nothing in July. It's like, okay, this is perfect. And then there's the event in October. So we're like, okay, this is perfect. It's like right in between. And then fucking CEO comes out and goes, hey guys, August 14th to 16th, come on out. And we're just like, you motherfuckers, man. Like, you fucking assholes. You guys fucked us. But like, honestly, we still have a ton of players. It's just like the other international players, like especially American players that we wanted to, see come out, especially like more Texas people and like maybe some New York people. Like that would have been cool to see. But at the same time, like it is what it is. You know, there's always next year, and I think the thing is it'll probably be the same as last year. You know, in terms of quality. I mean, it'll definitely be better than last year in terms of quality. But I think from a tournament, goer, like you're gonna get FOMO watching the stream for sure. You know, for people who don't come. So
We're definitely gonna have.
I really wanted to get the Texas guys out, man.
Uh,
I get it. It's far. It's hard, but yeah, not gonna lie, it was a little sad.
yeah, I wanted to this year,
Yeah.
but I went to Japan, and that took up a lot of funds, and then yeah, just a lot of funds towards the Open, because like a lot of my money right now is being dumped into that event and making sure that works
Yep.
out. So it didn't work for me, but Lance can go. Lance go to Canada, bro.
I mean, we were talking about it for a while. Like me and several of the Dallas guys. I think the big thing that is tough for us is that like for Dallas to most of the US, you can find plane tickets for 150, $200. And for Toronto, it's more like $600, $700. And at that point, you're kind of coming across the threshold of like, okay, for a few $100s more, I can go to Japan. You know, that's always the tricky part. But
Yeah.
Max had an idea, so we were kind of, and I don't want, obviously not going to commit to anything, and you guys haven't even announced a next year. But Max is talking about like, why don't we just like fly out to Detroit, which is pretty cheap, and then just drive to Canada.
I was about to suggest that actually.
Yeah.
I think that would work perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's something on our radar because I've been talking about wanting to travel more for Third Strike again, and they're all young and interested. So yeah, probably not this year, but next year could be on the table if you guys do it again.
yeah,
Keep us
and then
posted. You don't even have to wait for the next resurrection either. Like the Detroit guys have come out like a few times this year, just kind of on a whim. And like if anytime we get a message, like last week, we had like Skipper, a bunch of the Detroit guys, Searoyd, and Bunch that all happened to be in Toronto for like just randomly. And like if you ever have any other reason to be in town, or you're planning to come by, like, or you're going to be nearby and you can drive up, like if you let us know, like we'll organize a whole thing. We'll get all the locals out to greet you guys.
and every time everyone's always like, "Damn, this is how you guys do it up here." It's like, yeah, we're barbecuing, man. We got the beers, we got really good setups, we got this really nice stream going, or at least we did. And then and then like we just like the games are good too. Like the players are mad, like we're mad good, man. Like you got Queej, you got Mo, you got Etel Dan, like you got some real killers, like, and so you're coming up, and it's not like you're playing against Joe Schmo or a fucking guy who plays Strive or some shit. Like you're playing against some real good players. So, and you'll catch some hands, especially Queej. Queej will give you, like, I probably said I sound like a broken record for anyone who talks to me on a daily basis, but like Queej is mad fucking good, and like you might think one way or another, but it's like, nah, that guy is he's a freak of nature when it comes to this game in some spots. So it's always fun to see people play against him and they go, "What the fuck? Like I wasn't expecting that."
Yeah,
So
top eight last year was super hype. You know, you had Samir to Ack, like these are like OGs up there, and yeah.
Frank's table.
Frank's table.
Frank's table.
10-0 matchup into Queej.
Queej was using his own stick on Frank's table, and then he was playing, and then the table was pressing up against the stick on the cab, so he kept jumping. Fucking hilarious. It was actually so fun. Like it was him against Broshadian, so the Q player. Like there's literally like a round or something where he's just jumping constantly, and it's like, bro, why is he jumping so much? Like these jumps make like no sense in these spots whatsoever, and you just keep spamming jump, and then all of a sudden you see him the cam, he goes, oh shit, and then he's like, yo, the fucking Frank's table is pushing the goddamn fucking stick on the cab. Like what the hell? Like this is crazy.
Frank's table became a fucking meme up here.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I do just want to say, like, thank you guys for everything that you're doing up there. You know, I know the stress and, what it takes to TO a pretty decent event. So just watching as an outsider, like, I just want to say, like, what you guys are doing up there with the scene and Third Strike and the events that you guys are running is just top notch. So yeah, I'll definitely get you guys a beer next weekend when we're in Florida. It's my appreciation. So, but yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, man. I know it's tough, and like I said, sometimes I'm like, fuck this, I don't want to do this, but people like it. It's fun. It's good seeing people happy to get to play this game. So just keep doing what you guys are doing.
Means a lot coming from you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's looking like, I mean, Toronto looks pretty stacked, which
Yeah.
is that's always been like, what interests me. Like in the, even like when I back in the day, when I lived in Alaska, I could only kind of like go one time to like one event a year. And that's why I was always like, okay, what's the big one? What's the one that everyone's going to be at or whatever? This year it seems like there's kind of like three, right? There's like 3SO, CEO, and Toronto, and I'm like, man, I would love to go to all three because they all look really strong. And I mean, Toronto was almost stronger, right? Like I think Dallas definitely considered going out. There were other really good players who were like talking about it. I don't think it materialized, but there's even more interest, right? Like it already looks strong, but it could be even stronger if you guys keep doing it. So yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2026 has been a good year to be a third strike player, man. Like we had Lost Third in January with the Japanese coming over, and shout out to Brooklyn, you're rocking his shirt. Like that event was insane. We've had Jazzy this year. We've had CEO coming up. We have Toronto Resurrection. We got Third Strike Open. Like,
Dude,
fuck,
the
man.
Dallas auto qual in Japan.
Oh, yeah,
That
I
is
mean, yeah.
fucking historic.
Yeah, the game named auto qualifier. Yeah, I mean, I'm dead serious. And they told me they were doing that, dude. I'm fucking like,
Dog tears, bro.
My wife's like, "Are you okay?" Like, shut up, all right? You don't understand. It's fucking cool, all right? They're gonna fucking come over here and
Cool
play
as fuck,
video
dude.
games with me, Yeah, but
Yeah,
good
that's
year to
fucking
be
awesome.
a third strike player for sure, and we'll keep this momentum going. So, all right, you guys ready to get into some questions here? I took some questions from the set Discord.
Yep.
Sure.
Some of these may be Canada related. I know we already kind of touched on the Canada stuff before, but
Yeah.
all right.
We're healing the I don't know, whatever.
Uh,
That's what we're doing.
all right, first question comes from Jimbo, of course. Why Canada and not the best country known to man? And for a two-parter here, how do you guys feel about bald eagles?
I don't understand the first question.
I don't either.
I think he's saying like, why do you guys live in Canada and not America? Because it's a better
Oh.
country.
That makes sense to
Raise
me.
words. But fuck, man, because I was born here. Shit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Fair. How do you guys feel about bald eagles? Pretty sick animal, right?
They're cool. They're cool.
They're
They
fucking
make a cool
huge,
sound.
man. Have you seen one?
They're
They're
massive.
massive.
Dude.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucking huge, dude. They can snatch like a small child, dude.
Dude, they'll take a whole fucking goat and just fly away with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I gotta keep
Yeah.
Jason on a leash, dude. I'm worried about an eagle just snatching his ass up and taking him away, dude. All right,
Yeah, but they're no moose though. Mooses are.
dude.
meat.
Mooses are fucked, dude. Like they're
Oh,
fucking.
yeah.
They're like big furry tanks, dude. Like they're just huge.
Yeah.
Bro, they're
Moose will fuck
like
you up.
they're like fucking like grizzly bears that are horses. You know,
Yeah.
like they'll fuck your shit up. Like it's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen and that. I mean, I don't know anything about Canada, but did you mooses just stroll through towns? Because I've seen plenty of footage of it just like fucking up a mailbox. Like, do you?
Matt,
is-
up north, yeah. Like if you go up,
Yeah.
because I have family that live pretty up north in
Yeah.
British Columbia on the west coast, and yeah, there's times where moose will just kind of, they'll just wander, right? Like if you're in real like rural ass area, they'll just post up and they'll be like, yeah, I'm chilling here. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, you can't do anything about it. You just gotta be like, I bet, what's good, man.
Not in Toronto for sure. Like not anywhere in like southern Ontario, but
No.
I mean here it's like maybe if you're a little bit out of the city, you'll have some bears around, I guess. But like, I think you got to go quite a ways to find some moose.
This question
Probably
here
from
is from, I think it's from Boogaloo Boy. He had some fucking anime writing thing, but I think it's Boogaloo Boy. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that. What's the scene like in Toronto, Canada as a whole, and is there any plans or anything being done to increase interest in Canadian Third Strike? So, yeah, how would you guys describe the vibe for Third Strike in Toronto right now?
I think Queej was talking about this just not too long ago, and I think the way he put it was really like what it's like right now. Is he was working the grill, and we were just kind of hanging out, just shooting the shit, waiting for the meat to come off the grill, and Queej just kind of like looked over and saw that there were like 6 of us around this table, and we were for like I don't know, hour and a half talking about anything but Third Strike. And Queej like really like he was just like, this makes me happy, like we're just hanging out.
Yep.
We're not just here to like run the games and go home. And like I do wish that we could have like a more public thing because for a while like it was growing really fast.
Yep.
And like the fact that it has to be private now kind of stifled that, but like the core group is like it's really homey, um, and it's a good crowd. And yes, we are doing lots to continue growing interest in Third Strike. Like, I'm actually doing a ton of work to try to just make the lives of like TOs for Third Strike easier in general. And I've got a few projects on the run that hopefully by late this year or next year or something I'll be able to like get in the hands of other TOs. Because yeah, there's a lot of shit that I mean, it's hard enough to run a tournament on
Yeah.
hardware on cabs. And yeah, like I want to keep investing in just everything that has to do with like running these events and getting more people out and making them more accessible and all that shit.
Love it. Love it. Action Bronson asked, "How important has Queech been for morale?"
Bless you.
Sorry.
Extremely important. That guy has been a pillar of our scene since the beginning of like when Zed and I started, running shit. Like he's the connection between old school players and Fightcade players alike. Like he is the guy where like even if you know his name, you've played against him, like, and you haven't even talked to him, like he's a reason to come out because it's like he, of the kind of caliber player he is. But even besides that, like he's always been like the guy to like say like, hey, this is stupid, we shouldn't do this in terms of like etiquette, like social etiquette. And he's just been there from like the beginning, being like, "Hey guys, like let's keep this chill. Let's have fun. Let's play good Third Strike. Like keep the egos aside. Like let's be here to play the game. If you want to improve, like let's have the right attitude." And he's continuously like that even to this day. Like it's never changed. It's never wavered. Like there's definitely been times where he's like, "Man, this is pissing me off," and he was getting really annoyed, especially in the beginning. But I think at this point now, like he's too into it now with all what we have going on and like the scene and the people that he's met, the last year or so, that he's definitely doesn't feel like that anymore. But there was a point where he's like, man, like these fucking people are fucking babies. I'm tired of dealing with their bullshit. And it's like fair, it's like there's a lot of shit that happens socially that can be annoying to deal with, especially as someone who feels like they need to be, the kind of person that deals with that crap. He definitely doesn't want to be that person, but he understands, like he's filled that role of like, I need to be the person that like, tells people to not be stupid, to not to pay respect, to give money and all this shit. And it's been like a fucking huge help, in that respect.
Thank God he got banned from Diablo 4, dude. If
Oh,
he was
yeah.
stuck in that vortex, we'd be fucked. But like,
Oh.
I don't think people realize how important Queej has been to growing our scene because like from the beginning, it's been like, to the public eye, it's always been me and Matteo, and like a lot of what's happening on like the organization side is me and Matteo, but like Queej, so especially for Resurrection 1, he was such an important part of having that event run as smooth as it did. Like he's always there, not just for us running events, but for the rest of the scene as well. So like we got a lot of new players coming out and like joining our Discord and stuff, and like a lot of people that are just trying to learn the game. Queej is like, I think a lot of people know of him from Fight Kid, and a lot of people know he's good. I think he's a lot better than people even realize he is because he just doesn't. He's not there to win. He is always like kind of fucking around. Like he plays in whatever way he thinks is fun, but like if he is coaching you, he like really knows his shit. And he has shepherded so many players in our scene from like having no idea what they're doing to being like very competent players in like a scarily short amount of time. Like Tony only got into the game because we bought our cabs off of him, and then I invited him out to one of my locals I was running, and he was like, "Sure, I'll come out, I'll support, I'll throw some money to the pot, whatever." And I asked him to play, and he was like, "Nah, I don't really play Third Strike." He was like a super turbo player. And then he was like, "Well, you guys are doing this shit here. Like, there's not really a scene for other games. Like, I can't go play Alpha or Super Turbo or whatever. So I'll come out." And he went from like absolutely brand new at Third Strike to like, I think if he really gave a shit, he'd probably be B rank on Fightcade these days. And like when you watch him play, you're like, "Yo, this guy like knows what he's doing." And it's that I like 100% attribute to Queech. So, if anyone from Canada is watching and you're like newer to the game, like if you jump in our Discord and like at Queege in the kerfuffle channel where we like organize online matches, he will get on Fightcade and play a set with you for like an hour, and he'll be coaching you. He'll be in voice chat, just like talking about the game the whole time, and he'll do that for any player. And that has been like one of the most important things for growing the scene and like getting people more interested and making it like less daunting, right? Um, and like I said, I met Queege back in I think it was like 2014 at Mint Chip's house, playing on the same verses we're playing on now, and we were talking about this recently where there was something that happened where I think some player was like kind of shitty to someone else, and we were talking about like the fact that like I'm organizing all this shit here now, and if I went to that guy's house like 12 years ago and Queege was a dick to me, not even necessarily a dick, but if he wasn't like going out of his way to be welcoming, um, I like I might not be talking to you guys about this right now because I probably wouldn't be running Resurrection. I probably wouldn't have like, you know, me and Mateo wouldn't be like buying cabs and shit. Like it all comes down to like his energy, and like it really like, sets the tone for the whole scene. So yeah, I mean, I think like our core team, I guess I would say, is like me, Mateo, Queege, and Tony these days because he helps us so much with the technical stuff and like he's hosting and all that stuff. So yeah, like just huge props to Queege. I just don't think many people know that he really is like a solid third of what made Resurrection happen last year.
Love it. Love it. All right. So this is kind of a three-part question here from Graham Smokers Cracula. I think this is actually the drink, baby. I'm not gonna lie. I think it is. In an ideal world, where do you see the Toronto scene at this time next year in terms of events, streaming, player ability, etc.? Is there any aspirations for you to kind of grow the event past what it is, or do you kind of like where it's at?
Definitely. We kind of alluded to this before,
Yep.
but we don't really have an arcade out here. Certainly not one that has Japanese hardware, and it's very early stages, right? I don't want to like jinx it or anything, but I mean, wheels are set in motion, and we've got really high hopes to change that in Toronto, and I'm hoping by next year. Maybe we'll do the tournament at the restaurant still next year, just depending on how things are going. But the plan is eventually to like give Third Strike in Toronto and like Ontario as a whole a new home, and big aspirations for like the streaming side of it and like the event side of it. Like we want to get more people involved. I think Resurrection last year was just about like getting Canadian players to show up
Yep.
and like seeing if they are here and if there's interest. Resurrection this year, at least for me, was a lot more about like connecting the Canadian scene with the American scene. And I had a few guys ask if like, oh, are you guys gonna have like a Japanese player at Resurrection? And like, if we really wanted to, we probably could have afforded to do that. But like, I really think right now I'd rather focus on like the North American scene. Like, I want the spotlight to be on like like we're gonna get American players coming up here for the first time in God knows how many years, playing guys like Queege and like Chirithi and stuff like that. And I want that to be a more like regular thing. And for the last couple of years, it's been me and Mateo basically just like traveling to everything in the States. But already we're starting to get more interest. I think we're going to be showing up to 3SO with like more guys from Toronto, and I want that to be like a more regular thing. Like that's going to be really cool. Um, and then maybe down the line we'll think about having like Japanese players out here or something. But right now, I really just want to make like the Canada and America scenes like more united.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well, like, yeah, the piggybacking on like what the goals are, besides what Zed said, I think for me at least, I always want to have as long as possible, as long as it makes sense, is to have the Chinese, perfect Chinese restaurant tournament because I think one, it's just a sick event, and then two, I mean, it's like fuck, it just gives me an excuse to just have a 10-course Chinese meal every year, which I don't get to do. So I'm like, I kind of want to keep that as long as possible, and I think then maybe add on another event that would be in a different venue potentially. But I honestly, I kind of want to keep just having that that event. Like regardless of however much interest we have, even if we have 150 people like 3SO, where it's like we want all these people, like we won't have space for all these people. It's like I'm all right with that. I'm gonna cap it. I don't. I want this event to still happen. But besides that, also like for me in particular, like I do, with the plan or the projects, the project we have coming up and what we're working on, I also want to have an event where it's not just Third Strike. I'd like to have like Third Strike and Super Turbo and then like maybe one other game, and then have that be another thing, because I think there's a lot of players in Toronto that play other games like ST and CVS2 and shit like that, and I think it'd be cool to have those people kind of come out and get those scenes going as well. That would never happen
Convert them all to Third Strike players.
and that's the thing, potentially convert them to the Third Strike players. But like that'll never happen in the Chinese restaurant, but that would happen in like a different venue with the project that we have going on, and that would also be good for our own venture as well. So yeah,
love it. You guys
Super
kind
Turbo.
Lance Super Turbo. So you guys kind of already answered the other two parts of it, just like talking about international players and traveling to that. So okay, cool. Last question. You guys already answered this kind of as well. What's the best spots for Third Strike in an arcade scene in Toronto? It doesn't really sound like there is a spot unless you know a guy who knows a guy. So
if you're a foreigner, and you're not a fucking dumbass, then yeah, you could message us if you're here, and we can maybe get something going. Otherwise, it's kind of private events right now, just because of we're in a transitionary period. But hopefully by a year from this time, or a year and a few months at least from this time, like from this day today, like we'll hopefully have a public venue that people can go to and play games. But in the meantime, yeah, it's pretty hush hush, just because of where we're hosting and just kind of what we're doing. But yeah, if you're from out of town and you message like myself or Zed or Queej or somebody and be like, hey, like I'm gonna be here on this day, I'm free, like we'll see what we can do in the meantime. But I will say, come like fall, we'll probably be even more secluded, just because we're doing a bunch of shit at that point. But it's always good to just reach out to us, and we'll see what we can do. Get a host going, maybe.
all right, Lance, you want to lead us into our rapid fire questions?
Oh, sure. Okay. We'll do our usual rapid fire questions. I have a couple other really quick questions as well that I'll lead with.
Go into it then, bud. Speak on it.
What is your opinion of Western Canada? The Yukon, etc. You have any opinions on that?
Anything above British Columbia doesn't exist, including any non-Canadian provinces or territories. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that.
BC is gorgeous. I don't understand why there aren't more Third Strike players out in BC. At 3SO last year, I was talking to Carmelty about this, and like she was so excited about the stuff that's happening in Toronto, and she's coming this year, which is awesome. And I was like, yeah, what about you guys? Like, what's going on in Vancouver for Third Strike? And she was like, yeah, dude, we tried to run this event where we had like 8 Third Strike boards and like 3 players, and I was like, what the fuck? How does that happen?
Everybody just gets their own board, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess you're all playing arcade mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know why. I don't know where those people are. Like, and I really tried to encourage her to just fucking try to make it happen, because I felt the same way in Toronto. I was like, it's like me, Queej, Matteo, and like Orgasm, and like a few other guys. And then 60 motherfuckers showed up at Resurrection. So I was like, who knows?
They're out there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So BC is like Toronto, and then the other side.
Think of like New York to like Cali. Like it's basically
holy
like that.
fuck. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's basically
really
or better, like Michigan to Cali is probably a better.
Because she
better way to
plays.
think about it.
I think Caramelty goes to like the Portland stuff. I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything outside the U.S. Boys. I'm cooked. I don't know. It's all new information to me. So.
Yeah. If you go straight south from Vancouver, you get to Seattle. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I will say, like the Vancouver scene, I was there. I went to Vancouver end of June, and I was able to get a session with them, and it definitely seemed like a very new scene. Like there's only like established player is Carmelty, and then the rest of the players are people who like played Third Strike and like are kind of getting into it. There was one guy though, his name was I think Victor, who definitely played before, and I could tell like, oh, this guy, he doesn't play anymore because he plays like a bunch of other games. Like he's just like, you know, god gamer. But I was like playing against him, I'm like, oh, this guy like plays the game, like he's played Third Strike before. But other than that, I think it's a scene where they don't have, like, you kind of need one or two like good players that still play from before in order to kind of keep, or rather to revive a scene. Like if we didn't have someone like Queege, we wouldn't have been able to get as many people out, I feel like, as we have. Like it'd probably be more now after like Resurrection 1, but I think having like that one solid player who has a connection of like old school players and then also plays like Fightcade, like it makes a massive difference. And I don't think they don't really have that. But Carmeltly's trying to get stuff going, and I think at the moment it's kind of like what Zed was like before, you know, before I started kind of playing Third Strike, where it's like it's just all on her, and it can be really, really difficult, you know, to get things going when it's just yourself. Or rather, like, not to say there isn't other people helping, but it feels like from a like tournament organization standpoint, it's probably mostly on like her shoulders.
Yeah.
So
I know that feel, bro. What else you got for us, Lan?
So I learned recently that Toronto, latitude-wise, is like, it's not really in the north. It's more like a Detroit or a, you know, Chicago or something. I guess my question is, do you ever feel guilty, or do you ever feel a sense of stolen valor that people think of you as the cold place when really you're nowhere near as north as Alaska? Does that bother you at all?
I do think that this is a common misconception. It's really funny talking to people who like don't really know anything about Toronto, and they're like, y'all live in igloos or something," and it's like, dude, like we're further south than like most of Minnesota. I don't really know why you think that. Stolen valor? No, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I just learned that. I honestly just learned that like some parts of America are further than Canada. Does that make sense?
It's
that's
like
all
most of the border is kind of a straight line, and then for some reason, Southern Ontario just like dips into like, you know, below that line.
New information for me. All right, we learned something. Okay.
Should ice climbers be unbanned?
Oh man.
I mean, they're not banned, but do you mean should wobbling
Lance
be
just
unbanned?
wants to talk about Melee in Canada, bro. That's it. That's all. The only reason why he came on this fucking podcast for.
Yeah, should wobbling be unbanned?
Wobbling. Oh my god, wobbling should not be unbanned because it's a dumb mechanic. It's extremely easy to perform, and ices are still a very, very, very good character even without it. Like it's just not needed. Like if it was like, oh my god, this character is so dog shit without it, like sure maybe. But even besides that, we've talked about this before, Lance. So I know you're asking this for the people and not for yourself. But the main reason as to why I think it should always be banned, it's not even from like players who play it and like, you know, from like a tournament logistics standpoint and in terms of like the matchups taking a while. It's literally just because if Ices go far in bracket, they end up getting on stream, and then player views, like spectators, just drop. Like no one stays while Ices are playing and they're wobbling. Like you have like 40K viewers and it goes to like 25K. Like I've seen it happen before. And so I think from like a viewership perspective, it just never works out well when wobbling was legal. And I think for the game's like, you know, viewership, it was a good thing it was banned.
This question makes me feel like I'm being wobbled right now, so no, keep it banned.
Yeah.
I know we've discussed this privately before, so I want to put my idea out in the public and just let you respond to it. What if? So you're talking about how you know, the viewership drops because no one wants to watch someone get wobbled for 2 minutes. I understand. What if? Because Melee already mods the game, right? They mod UCF. They do all these. They change everything. They ban half the stages. What if ice climbers, when they grab you and they pummel you once, your character just explodes and the stock is over? Next stock. Would that be a better viewing? Would that solve the viewing experience problem?
It would, but then everyone would play Ices because then you would literally just need to get a grab, and then you would kill people like that. No, like no, no, like no.
If I were like, running shit in the melee scene, I would never ever do this. But um, if an Icy's grab basically hit like a Falcon Punch, I think that would be so much sicker. Like it just shouldn't like kill you at 0, but like if you get grabbed above like 50 and you fucking die, I'm like, dude, I'd rather see that than seeing wobbling.
Honestly, yeah, make it where it's like they're above, 120% or some shit. I'd be down for that. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
You just make it where they get a grab 120 above 120, and then they unlock like a special fucking ender or some shit. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Like I'd be
Dude, just
way
give Nana
way
a
more
rest.
enjoyable. Yeah, right. Like they'd be way more enjoyable than whatever fucking bullshit is watching some dumbass tap A button at 120 or 220 BPM. Right. Like it's like it's fucking lame. Like the fact that it's so easy to do, you could do it with one hand, and I've seen people literally tweet and like or go in Twitch chat and start messaging and be like, "Haha, look at me wobble." It's like, bro, the fact you can do that while you're playing is fucking stupid. Like, man.
Lance, you're getting Mateo riled up.
This is what I'm here for. Okay, next question. Is Peach a mindless, stupid character?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
The issue with that character is the same issue with Dudley. The issue is that the character can be played quite, honestly and can be played like in a way that like isn't degenerate, but it lends itself to playing like a dumbass because of the moves like that the character has and the capabilities the character has. So I think overall, yes, the character's stupid, but can be played pretty legit and can be played in a pretty sick way. It's just not normally played like that.
Okay. Recently at Gommel, in the team tournament, a historical event happened. A team of 2 girls won the whole thing. Did you get a chance to watch that?
Yes.
What did you think? Were you there? Were you at Gommel?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
So you saw it like from the crowd or something, maybe.
Yeah, no, from the crowd. Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I think those sisters are quite good at playing teams. I think they're definitely good players in terms of teams.
Yeah.
I will say though that they are definitely carried by their characters, and I think if they played any other character comp, they would not do as well. That being said, they are very solid and they deserve that win, but they're fucking carried, so I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Okay, that's it for my melee questions.
Thank God.
Name a player you'd like to see come out in Toronto currently who does not. Is there anyone?
Who was like in Toronto and doesn't come out?
Yeah, like in the Toronto already. Like maybe someone that you're like, oh, I'd like to get them to come out. Is there anyone like that?
Q Kuji, but he's never gonna come out.
There's a few guys who are like, just they only exist online. Like Knight is like that.
Mm-hmm.
We had a really weird experience actually, like kind of early on when we were running shit just like out of my condo when we first got our cabs. I was trying to run a monthly series there, and we had Buhaha,
12
Toronto
guy.
12 player.
Yep.
He showed up, and if you see this Buhaha, yeah, it was what you did was fucking weird. He showed up. He like asked like, "Oh, is this like the third strike thing?" And we were like, "Yeah, you want to enter?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna like kind of hang out for a bit." Never got on the setups, just like kind of looked around and then left.
Did he steal anything?
No,
No.
he didn't.
Did you
No.
I mean,
He said, and I quote, he's like, this is what I was told. He's just like, yeah, like I'd come out with like my brother if it was like there was more money in the pot. Like basically saying like he's assuming that he'd win the event type shit, and just like, all right, buddy, you're not. There's like 4 players here who you're not gonna win against, and then there's like 2 of them that you're literally never gonna win against. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you think you're even gonna get close to getting top 3, let alone winning the event. So it's like I don't know what, like, also, like, it's Third Strike. There's no fucking money in this
There's no money in this
stupid ass
at all,
game.
dude,
Like,
yeah.
what do you mean? You play 12-2, you fucking dumbass. Like,
It was a weird experience.
Yeah.
weird experience.
Yeah, check and make sure you're
Um,
not missing a watch or something like that. Because I mean, it
It's
sounds
been
like,
like- it's been like-
he just shows
Bro, it's-
up and it's just like, yeah, all right, that's fine. All right, later, boys, I'm out. You see him walking out with the TV and shit. Like, what are you doing? Oh, my fault.
I think kind of in the spirit of the question is we have Chai Ridley coming out this year to Resurrection. I've really been
Yeah,
wanting like the Montreal and Toronto scenes to get together more. And I'm
Now,
really
where
excited
is
about that.
Montreal?
Montreal is like northeast of Toronto.
Okay.
They speak French there, right?
They
Okay.
do.
Okay.
They do.
Just think of Vermont.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That is basically, that is Montreal. If you go to the north of Vermont, that is basically Montreal.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, all right. No.
And-
Anyway, sorry.
And for those of you who don't know, like, you know, you mentioned, like, you know, we got CEO next week,
Mhm.
Resurrections 2 weeks after that. In between, the weekend in between, there's also a tournament happening in Montreal called UMAD, and they're hosting Third Strike there. And so it's really cool that, like, back-to-back weekends, we're going to get Toronto and Montreal together. Yeah, we got sponsored by Jazzy for
Yeah.
those two tournaments to fly out the winners of those events to Third Strike Open, which is really sick.
Oh,
Thank you to the
Yeah.
Jazzy staff and you guys for making that happen. So
Yeah,
awesome. I'm more than happy to have, you know, some Canadian representation at the Open this year. So yeah, can't thank the Jazzy staff enough for making that happen. And those events are gonna be fucking sick. So yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be dope.
It's kind of why I wish Queej will go off, because then he has no excuse not to go to 3SO.
Yeah, we need.
But that's not
You
gonna
won't.
happen.
He needs it. We need him, dude.
If he gets in top 8, he's gonna pick fucking SA3 Makoto or Sean or something, and he'll just be like, "Yo, I'm just here to razzle dazzle, man. I'm not here to win."
And he will razzle
wish-
dazzle.
You guys gotta understand, like, Queej puts an absurd amount of time, not only into the game, but into like specifically into our community. Like, dude, at every meet, he's like working the barbecue. He's like coaching people. He's like, he puts so much heart into the scene. But I wish we could get Shin Queej. Like, I wish he just came out like hungry for blood, because it would be fucking a nightmare.
He would dumpster fools, man. He would absolutely dumpster fools, and it would be hilarious to watch.
It's when he gets a little high is when he'll just start mollywopping everybody.
Oh yeah. If he's a little high, like if he's at a peak high, it's like this motherfucker will hit you with shit you've never seen before, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck did you do this shit? Like, and then the things he normally does, he's like hitting it consistently, and you're like, holy fuck! Like, it's just like nothing. Every hit confirm is hit. Like even the crouching medium kicks, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, man! And it's not even like DD'd. It's just like legit crouching medium kicks. That's like literally goes shin Queej. Like, it's insane. It's fucking wild.
Is weed a Third Strike performance enhancing drug?
Oh, there's a yes and no. I don't like doing anything competitive while I'm high, but there have been a couple times where I had it's like a 10 milligram weed drink, which for me, I don't get high that often, so like that gets me like real nice for like the whole night. And I was playing on Fightcade, and I've done this twice, and both times I had whoever I was playing against, like the first time the guy just like stopped moving in the middle of a round and was like, "Why are you playing like that?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he was like you're like, "Why are you being a dick?" And I was like, I was like, I don't know how to answer his question because I don't know what I did. And then I just said, "Dude, I'm high right now." And he said, "Oh, okay." And then we played out the rest of the set. And then the second time I played high on Fightcade, the same thing happened where someone was just like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And I was like, "I'm high." And again, just diffused the situation immediately. But apparently I play like an asshole when I'm high. I don't know what I was doing.
there's this is a different genre, but there was always a joke like in because I played jazz a little bit in college. I was never any good, but the joke was always like, oh, like, is alcohol a performance enhancing drug for like jazz solos? And the answer was like, oh, like in the moment you think it is. Like you're drunk and you think you're doing like the sickest fucking shit ever.
Yep.
And then you listen to it later, you're like, oh, what is that? That's just dog shit.
Yeah, that's the story of my Third Strike career, dude. I'll be going for shit I can't even do sober, and I'm just like, all right, I got it this time. No, today's the day. I want to pick Alex.
I feel like you are an Alex player at heart, though.
That's true. Yep. I'm just born to lose, dude. That's it.
Born to
It's rough
lose,
out
born to
there for
drink
Alex, man.
beers, and then born to say slurs. You know, that's just what you're all about. That's what you're all about, Ray. Like, that's...
That's true.
Oh man. Anyway, Lance, you got some more questions for
Okay.
me?
Okay, now top 5 games of all time. Matteo, you go first,
Ooh.
and then Zed.
Top 5 games of all time? All time. Of my all time or all time actually?
It's your
Your
list.
what do you
Your
mean?
list.
My all time? Oof.
You know, and you don't have to do an objective quality list or anything.
That's a fucked up question, dude. To
That
ask
is a
with no
fuck.
prep.
Give me literally, you can time it. Give me 1 minute to think about this.
Okay. Zed, you want to go first?
You want me to leave Third Strike out of the list? Like, do you want top 5 other than Third Strike?
No, you don't have to. You can put it there or not, or you can name 6 games. I really have no standards for any of these questions. You can kind of do whatever you want. You could give us 10
Fair
answers.
enough. Fair
So
enough.
for me, like, let me say this. When it comes to Third Strike being in top 5, like, I feel like Third Strike's only a top 5 game is if I get to play it with people. Like, I don't want to be on a
Yes.
desert island with just Third Strike. You know, like, it's a fucking amazing game. It's definitely on my top 5. But if I can't play with someone else, never be on the top 5.
I mean, that's
Just
true of
much
any
as-
multiplayer game, though, right?
Yeah,
Like, I
sure,
wouldn't
sure.
play CS:GO versus bots or something.
Yeah, but you can play a game like World of Warcraft by yourself because there's like plenty of shit to like, you know, experience. You know, what am I gonna do? Just beat 12 over and over or Gil over and over? You know. Anyway, sorry. I was trying
I
to
think,
buy
like, the
trying to
community-
buy Matteo some time here.
Yeah. I think the community aspect is like part of what makes Third Strike one of the greatest games ever. I think I have. Okay, so I mean, Third Strike's definitely on my list. And then Quake 3,
Ooh.
Super Mario World,
Okay.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and what is that for?
It's for it.
Shit, dude, that's hard. I'll give my 5th one after Mateo gives his. You've had more than a minute.
Smash 64, Super Smash Brothers Melee, Super Smash Brothers
No!
Brawl, Super Smash 4, and then Smash
Stop
Ultimate.
it!
No,
This guy fucking
no.
threw Ultimate in there.
No. In no particular order, Paper Mario: 1,000-Year Door.
Ooh, okay. Deep pull.
This is the next game is a nostalgia pick for me. So it's not actually an amazing game. It's just one that I absolutely love. Kirby 64.
Huh?
After that, probably I played countless hours of Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Then after that, it's probably gonna be. Fuck. I'm trying to like remember games right now. I can't remember shit.
Yeah,
That's my issue.
You put us on the spot here.
Fucking. I'm trying to leave Third Strike and Melee out of it because I feel like those games are like obvious choices, you know, and I don't really want to put those in.
There's probably a
After
time
that,
where there's probably a time where Melee would have been in my top 5, but
not anymore. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
A game that's goated that I forgot about, but is actually an amazing game is Lego Racer for the N64.
Oh shit. Okay.
Better than Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer?
Nah, you better, yeah, for sure.
It's working.
No, that's a meme pick. I don't know. The last two, it's like, I don't know. I can't really think of anything right now. I'd have to like, let me go fucking look at my shit. Give me 1 sec.
I'll probably put like multiple Castlevania games on the list. I'll just I'll throw out Ghouls and Ghosts.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Capcom platformer from 1988. I used to. So I've been playing that game since I was like 3 years old because we had it on the Genesis, and I had a friend over, who his legal name is Joe Schmo, by the way.
That's
That's another
kind of
story.
beast.
But yeah. But he was like watching me. I just like threw it on. I throw it on every now and then just to kill time. Um, and I've been playing it my whole life, and I would like make the game harder for myself. I would just like pick up every shitty weapon, just make my own little achievements. And he was watching me play, and he was like, "Dude, have you considered speedrunning this game?" And I was like, "What the fuck is speedrunning?" So he introduced me to it, and then this was like between when I was all in on like TOing for Melee and when I
Yeah.
was all in on Third Strike. I was a speedrunner for a while, and I had the world record in that game for a couple years, and I like went to like AGDQ and all that shit. And I met a lot of cool people. So yeah, I'll say Ghouls and Ghosts because
Nice.
that was a big thing for me for a while.
I've never played through a single Castlevania. I need to.
Oh, dude,
I love the music
if you're
from
ever,
Symphony of the Night, though. Like, I always hear the soundtrack, and I'm like, damn, this game's fucking beast, dude.
hell yeah, if you're gonna play any Castlevania as like your first, play Aria of Sorrow.
Okay. Is that the anime one? I don't know about the anime one.
No,
right?
no, 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 no. Fuck the anime one. No,
Okay.
this is back when they still had like the gothic art style.
Okay. Okay. Mateo, did you find anything?
Yeah, I got my last two games. Second last is one of the Guitar Heroes. I'm not sure which one. Either Guitar Hero
Ooh.
2 or the last Guitar Hero game, whatever the fuck that one was called. I think Guitar Hero was fucking sick. And then the last game, I mean, Mr. BMXer said GoldenEye. GoldenEye is pretty fucking sick, but I'm like trying to think of games that like aren't multiplayer because I feel like I'm trying to think of games that are like good solo and multiplayer, and like GoldenEye is pretty sick single player, but I think a lot of the charm came from like multiplayer. And I'll say right now, if anyone plays me in GoldenEye, License to Kill, and multiplayer, I will rinse every single one of you easily. I don't give a fuck who you are, unless you speedrun the game. I will rinse you. Um, the actual final would probably be what do you call it? Pokemon Stadium 2.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see some love for Tetris Grandmaster 2 in the chat. It's a fucking dude. I have a blast sitting in my living room. I play more TGM2 in that thing than I play like Fightgate on it.
Ray, what are your top 5? Curiosity.
My top 5 favorite games of all time? World of Warcraft, #1, classic. Amazing game.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, old school RuneScape's up there too.
Super Mario RPG. That was like very formative
yeah.
to me when I was a little kid. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Manhattan Project on the NES. Beast
Oh my
soundtrack.
God.
Okay, I like that.
One of my favorite games ever. Super nostalgia for me. Fucking, I got 2 more, right? Probably Resident Evil 2. Either the remake or the classic PS1. That shit was insane. Fucking 5th, last one. I'll probably go Link to the Past. That was like, I played so many hours of that when I was a little kid, and it still holds up. Great game. Great game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
What
I don't
about
want to
you,
hear.
Lance?
I don't want to hear Lance's. No,
Damn,
don't,
you
no,
don't want to hear.
no,
That's
no,
fine.
thank you. Sorry, go next. Great podcast, guys. Thank you.
Oh
See
my
you at
God.
CEO.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Let's hear Lance.
Yeah, I will.
Let's hear it.
Lance.
I will say after hearing
Oh.
Ray's list, I actually like kind of got a bit of a nostalgia blast thinking more about the NES games. But like I said, Super Mario World, and I think that's like the adult Zed is like Super Mario World is like the best like 2D Mario, but like the kid in me, like Super Mario Bros. 3 is
It's
what
amazing,
I really
dude.
grew up playing.
Yeah.
Dude, I think if I hear like the end credits theme for that, like that, like the end credits theme for that game will still just like make me well up for I don't even know why.
My mom used to wake me up before school to play that. Like, she'd like,
That's
hey,
so sick.
hey, get up. Like, we're going to play Mario 3 before you got to get on a bus. So, like, fucking here's your Cheerios.
yeah.
Let's play. So,
Did you leave your fucking NES running all day so you could come home and keep playing?
dude, she didn't, what was it? Like, she didn't think, we bought Mario World, and she didn't think it was possible to beat. Like, cause she bought us a Super Nintendo, and she's like, "This game's impossible to beat. Like, no one could beat it. It's too hard, right?" She's like, "If you guys beat it, I'll buy you another game." So like, me and my brother, put a VCR with a blank tape and recorded us beating fucking Bowser or whatever, and showed it to her.
Yo, that's sick.
She was so pissed because it was like one day. She's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Well, you said you buy us another game if we could beat it." And she's like, "How did you do this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So
Is she waking you up to play Mario before the bus shows up for school? Of course, she's raising a couple of god gamers.
so yeah, fond memories of Mario. So Lance, what's your top 5? We're gonna make fun of you here. I feel like you're gonna throw out some just absolute dumb shit right now.
That's very possible. I'll leave Third Strike off since everyone else did. Resident Evil 4. I feel like
that's
that
fine.
one's
Fine pick.
yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah.
I was playing
But you've never played any of the others, which is fucking criminal, Lance. I
played 5. I beat 5. I beat it.
Yeah,
with
but
David.
5 is kind of alright. Anyway, you never played 2, 1, Code Veronica, none of this shit. Oh my god. Anyway, all right, continue. So
I was streaming like Resident Evil 4 randomizer for a while, like a year or two ago.
Sick.
Yeah, that's
I
really
left
fun.
fucking Dark Souls off my list.
Oh, I gotta revise the list. Yeah,
I'm replacing Third Strike with Dark Souls 1.
okay.
Cool.
My only problem with Resident Evil 4 is that it has a ability for you to like ruin it for yourself. That's actually a problem for me often, which is like if you get in like okay, you want to be a min-maxer, right? So you start like you shoot each zombie one time in the leg and then you just knife him to death and that becomes your gameplay loop. And you don't have to play that way because like the game will just give you more ammo if you use too much. Like it just gives you more. So it's totally self-inflicted and yeah, I can't bring myself to waste ammo. So every time I play the game it's one shot to the knee, melee move into knife 8 times.
Spoken
so
like
that's
a
the only flaw I
true
guess.
Chun player. Anyway.
It's ruining the game for yourself.
You beat RPGs with like 100 potions in your inventory.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I never use any items or anything. Yeah. Have to get 100% it. Final Fantasy Tactics, I would say that's also great game. But again, it's very easy to ruin the game for yourself because if the first thing you do in Chapter 1 is max out your Brave and then attach auto potion to everybody, like you just can't take damage for the rest of the game. So of course I did that for half the times I played. Yeah, so that's a problem. Anyway, it's a great game. Just don't ruin it for yourself. Play suboptimally on purpose. Left 4 Dead 2, I think, is pretty awesome. We played that in Dallas for a while. We were playing like 4v4 Dallas Left 4 Dead 2. That lasted for like 2 weeks, and then everyone got mad at each other, and so we stopped playing. Warcraft 3. I'm really shit at RTS, but I think Warcraft 3 is so fucking sick. I think it's the best RTS.
I played a lot of Warcraft 3.
Orc's the best. Any other race I respect way less. Blade Master is so fucking cool.
I played so much like original Dota on Warcraft 3 that like some of the voice lines are just in my head all the time. Just I'll be like working and in my head it's just like work. Or like
work.
There was that one shop in Dota that's like the high elf and he's just a prick and when you click him he's just like 1 + 3 = 4. What do you want? And I'm like, dude, you were doing the most basic arithmetic ever. Like, I'm interrupting you. Shut the fuck up.
All right, not as bad as I thought, Lance. Not as bad as I thought.
I have one more. That was only 4. Last game is a niche one. I don't think anyone else has played it, but it's not like really like niche or whatever. But like Ace Combat 5 for the PlayStation 2. Just like a flight sim arcadey game, like war game. You're in a cool airplane, you go blow up nuclear submarines and shit. I like it because it's just fun, but also like the whole storyline is like okay, you're in like a squad of people, right? And the whole like you're playing a war game, like you're here to just blow shit up, but the whole time your squad's just like war is bad, and everyone's like, yeah, we have to end this war. Why do people have to have wars? It's very Japanese, you know what I mean? Like
I like how you're like, oh, this is niche. No one played it. It was literally on PS2's greatest hits, bro, for $20.
No, I'm not saying it's like. I'm saying like the other stuff I've listed. Probably
So
everyone's
cool,
played it, or like
man,
most
so
people have.
cool.
Ace Combat 5 is like a little more like, why is that in your top 5 games? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, it's a good game if you want to just
It is a
spend
good
like
game.
5 hours just flying a plane around. Pretty cool.
Yo,
Anyway,
that's like a whole genre of games that died with like couch co-op gaming. I remember like more like air combat games and shit like Mech Assault and
Yeah.
Like there was like a Star Wars game that was like this too, where it was just like combat arena in
Rogue
like
Squadron
Star
or
Wars
whatever?
view. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's dead.
Yeah, good gaming is dead. Let's just be real here. Let's be real here, guys.
Damn.
I could do a whole podcast talking about that. But anyway. All right.
All right. Top 5 movies.
You're killing me, Lance. You're killing me.
Number 1, Princess Bride.
Oh, okay. I like it. Like it.
Number 2, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Number 3,
Wild Stallions, bro.
Wild Stallion.
Uh,
Number 3. See, this is where it gets more difficult because now it's movies I don't care as much about. But number 3, Norbit.
Holy fuck! Okay.
No.
I was like, all right, dude.
I think I saw that in theaters, dude.
No, not Norbit. Not Norbit. That movie fucking blew chunks. I don't know. I really have anything else besides that. It's just those are the only 2 movies, and obviously Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So the first Bill and Ted. Other than that, like no other movies I really give a fuck about.
You should
Dude, this
read
question's-
Alan's movie reviews. He has been like just torturing us. He found movies this year, by the way. Alan just found movies. Like there's the media he didn't know existed. So he's been watching just movies for the past 6 months, like, and trying to be a film critic, and it's the worst fucking thing I've ever read in my entire life. I'll send it over to you guys. It's incredible. He posts all his reviews online. They're horrible. But anyway.
There's this fucking meme that I quote all the time, and it's like, guy who's only ever seen Boss Baby watching any other movie. This is really giving me Boss Baby vibes.
Yeah, that's really it. Like I told him to watch Training Day, which is my favorite movie of all time, right?
Oh, I love that movie.
And he put it was a coming of age story, and I was like, "What the fuck does that even
What?
like? What the fuck? Like, do you even know what that means? You know?"
What?
So he's just been assaulting us with his shitty movie reviews for like the past 6 months, dude.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, sorry. Is that your movies?
Dude, Lance, this question is gonna haunt me for the rest of the night. Like, I'm too fucking senile to even remember my favorite shit on the spot like this. So I'm gonna we're gonna hang up the call. I'm gonna be like, fuck, I forgot this and that.
Well, I really like Spirited Away. Spirited Away
That's
is
going.
a good
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Zed.
Oh man, okay. So let's see. Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust
Okay.
is in there for
Okay.
sure. And I'll throw in Princess Mononoke as well as my Ghibli pick. Oh man, it gets really fucking hard. Let's see. Kung Fu Hustle.
Okay.
Fucking love that movie. The only way to answer this is for me to just tell myself I don't really care that much about the answers, so I'll start whatever comes to mind. The Matrix.
Okay.
I rewatched The Matrix yesterday. The movie's fucking. I was rewatching it yesterday, and the whole time I was like, man, I wish I could see this for the first time as an adult because.
Yeah, Cho
Like-
could, and he's not doing it. He's never seen
Fuck,
it.
man, just do it. I mean, even if Cho watches it for the first time now, it's like you know what The Matrix is.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like having a fully formed brain and watching that movie for the first time. Having like the whole first third of it is like so much more confusing than, or it should be so much more confusing than it is because like I grew up.
Iron Giant.
Oh yeah, Vin Diesel.
never
dude.
seen that.
Vin Diesel.
Great movie. Iron Giant. That's definitely a top 5 for me.
Iron Giant's
Sorry.
classic.
What was that? Was that 4? I guess.
Yeah, that's 4.
I'm at 4 as well.
Oh man.
Oh, Rocky 4. Done.
Okay.
That's the Russian one, right?
That's my top 5. So, Princess Bride, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Spirited Away, Iron Giant, and then Rocky 4.
Okay.
Those are the best movies of all time. Don't at me.
Objectively.
Big Lebowski's also really good too. Big
Yeah.
Lebowski's a good one.
Oh I'm trying to find one more. I'm like pulling up my fucking letterbox right now.
Honestly, I just looked at IMDb top 250 movies and I came across the ones that
struck a chord. Yeah.
yeah, because I saw Rocky and I was like, oh yeah, Rocky 4, and then I saw Iron Giant. I was like, oh yeah, Iron Giant.
Despicable Me, holy shit. Independence Day is a beast movie though. I love it.
That is a good
Yeah,
movie.
I can't pick an actual top 5, so instead I'm gonna just use this as an opportunity to throw out a completely fucking insane movie that everyone listening should watch. It's called The Boxer's Omen.
Okay.
Came out in 1983. Just don't look into it at all before you watch it, and I promise you'll have a good time.
Okay.
You know, it's actually a pretty sick movie too. Is Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll's good. Sorry, Lance, what were you saying?
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so, and we never asked this question before because you guys are Canadian. So you're building the dream Canadian Cooperation Cup team. So this can be the dream team that you think would be the strongest possible, or it can be the one that you'd want to be on, or it can be both, or whatever. Dream co-op team, go. Oh, you cannot use Justin Wong. He is not Canadian.
I wasn't gonna use them anyways.
Yeah,
Perfect.
me neither.
All right. Just want to make sure there's no misunderstandings.
How many people on co-op against? 5?
5.
5.
Chirithi, Queej, Mo. I think Ack.
Solid pick.
You know those Rambats back in 2000 whatever.
Yeah. Still strong. Still S rank.
And then after that, it's like, honestly, it might be Dan. Might be E-Tail Dan. I don't know. Who do you think? I mean, if you count Kyokuji, I think he's better than Dan, but he doesn't come out to shit. So I'm thinking like people who like still play and then would travel, you know?
I think that's a solid list. I won't go for like the all-star team. I'll just go for like if we could go to Co-op Cup next year, I'd want to be on a team with obviously Matteo and Queej. If we could get Mo and Dan to go to Co-op Cup, that would be a fucking sick team to play on.
I think we would do.
I would say, I'll give a shout out to Orgasm, but that motherfucker can't play on stick. So
yeah.
Yep. Disqualified.
I think give Mo like a month in Japan. I think he'd be Caribbean Yamota.
Okay. Last question. Aliens come down to challenge the entire planet. We must play one game for our whole lives. We'll all die if we lose. So you got to pick one guy to play that one game versus the aliens. Aliens are very good at third strike. What player are you picking?
it's a first to one.
First to one. Yep.
For everything.
Do we know who the alien plays?
They're gonna counterpick you no matter what. So
yeah, they're strong. They're super strong. They watched a lot of
really
footage.
They're gonna wait at the character select screen until we pick our character first.
Bro, Samir.
Oh yeah,
Samir, you gotta send an alien to beat the aliens, bro.
That's fire with fire.
You could study Samir gameplay for hours and not make any conclusions.
real answer is probably MOV.
Very strong. Yeah.
Probably safe pick. Yeah.
He won a lot of stuff.
I think MOV is number 1, or Kuroda before he touched kids.
Oh, pre-touch Kuroda. Okay. That's
Pre-touch
very
Kuroda.
Yeah.
Kuroda, if it's 3 rounds, Kuroda.
Oh yeah, he's got to do this, but
Sure, yeah.
he negotiates to get the rounds with the aliens. Yeah.
3 rounds,
Fuck up their
Kuroda.
agent combos.
Yeah.
I mean, are there any underage aliens on board?
Hey yo.
I think that might change things too.
They look 12, but they're actually 5,000 years old.
Yeah, they're
Does
fine.
Kuroda know that? Does Kuroda know that though? Like
yes,
their
and
That's a
then
good
he
question.
probably doesn't want to play anymore if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know?
So he's a purist. Seto.
He's a purist, dude.
age. Yeah, he's period, bro. No
He's like,
lollies
it's not
here.
about the looks, bro. I
Oh,
need them to
man.
be mentally 12.
Holy shit! I give chillin' him shit
Yikes.
all the time about that, because like he'll try to make me play some anime fighter, and I'm like, which one's of age, bro? Like I don't want to play any of these characters, okay? He's like, well, that one's a 2,000-year-old dragon lady. I'm like, sure, dude, sure,
Sure,
yeah.
dude.
Tell it to the judge.
Yeah,
right?
I remember when Skullgirls came out, and like I tried it really early on, and I was still living at home with my family, and I was like, "Yo, mechanically, this game is really fucking sick. I can't play this game. Bro.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
have this game on my screen at home."
All right. Oh, question for me though before we wrap this thing up. This is actually I want a real answer because I'm asking everyone, and it's actually in our Start GG sign up. If you make top 8 at 3SO, what song are you walking out to?
I mean, you already know my answer from last year.
Wait, what was it? What was it?
Pull it up.
Oh shit, let me go look. I don't
Pull
know.
it up.
Lance,
pull it
you
up.
pull it
That's
up.
my-
I'll fuck up the OBS.
No,
if you
it's
do.
better. Actually, yeah, it's better if Lance pulls it up.
Is this what you already wrote into it on
Yeah,
your
y-
players?
yeah, in the 2025 one. So if you look at like me as an
Oh.
attendee, like if you go to the admin side for attendees and then you find my name and click into me, you'll see it.
I didn't even know we did this last year.
Yeah,
Did we?
Oh,
I think it was this year. Maybe
and I
it's-
need
I
you
don't
to
know.
say it out loud, Lance.
okay.
Zed, what about you while we pull this up?
Wait, it doesn't say anything. There's not one for this year.
No, not this year. Last year. Or was it this
No,
year?
for last year, I
Or
mean.
then it's this year.
It must be this year.
It's
It must be this year.
This year.
All right, I'm working on it.
I'm also trying to remember what I put in the reg for this year's 3SO.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, I'm not logged in to Start GG, so I can't, we're cooked, boys. I'm never getting back in.
Can you see it on? Like, can I see it?
No, I think it's only on the admin side. So.
What the hell did I put down?
Let me try. Hopefully I don't break the stream. Yep, of course I break the stream. There we go. There we go.
Did you find it yet, Lance?
I don't think you're registered.
He
What?
is. He is.
Oh yeah.
No shot.
I don't know. It's a glitch. It's not coming up.
Oh, I'm logged into my burner. Start GG. God damn it, dude. Oh no.
The real Lance's mom or something.
It says she hates me by Puddle of Mud. Weird choice, but that's fine.
Who?
Who put that?
No, is that whose fucking song is that?
I don't know.
Is it? Is that actually it?
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
mine. I'd pull it up myself, but I can't.
Oh, in silo.
I don't understand how Start GG works, so I can't pull it up. Okay, well, that was,
645 dude. This.
Damn it.
Have you guys heard this fucking guy?
Oh, I think I figured it out, boys. I think I figured it out. No one panic.
Okay, nice.
Let's see here.
This
Settings.
the fucking YouTube comments on
then settings and
the
attendees.
song. The YouTube comments on the song that Silo just dropped are so fucking funny.
How do I? Oh, I can search for you guys. Okay, here we go. Matteo. I click it. Okay. I don't know how to do this. What the fuck? Details? Dude, I don't know how to work this thing, dude. Why am I a TO? I can't even work Star GG. I can't even work Star GG,
Well-
dude.
Just share your screen. Share your screen.
It's been 3.5 hours. It's a long podcast. We should probably wrap it up.
Oh, but we need to
Okay.
see what I put as my song, man. No.
Okay, here,
Give me and Mateo a year, dude. We'll make a new Start GG.
attendees. Okay. Oh wait, let me try this. I think I got it. Mateo. Here. No, I don't know how to view it. I don't even know how to view it, dude. Where's Jim? Oh wait,
What a
shit. Here
shame.
we go.
We'll never figure it out.
No, there's intro song. Lance's mom singing. All right,
There we
look
go.
at Zed's. Zed actually dropped a link here. Let's see what it is. It is Bloopin
Oh,
frog with,
yeah.
with some
That-
fucking
that-
frog here. So,
That shit slaps.
all right. Well, there you go, boys. Well, hopefully, we'll see Lance's mom at the Open.
Hell yeah, dude.
You will not.
Anyways, thank you guys for joining us on this podcast. Any closing thoughts or anything before we let these people out of here?
Man, thanks so much for having us.
Yep.
So much respect to you guys and the stuff that you do for the scene. Like, I'll say it again. Like, seeing the fucking Dallas auto qual happening in Japan and like just seeing how much Third Strike Open has grown so quickly is like is so sick. And I didn't really talk about this much today, but like when Matteo and I were starting to think about putting together Resurrection, like I spent like a year just traveling to other shit and like taking as much inspiration as I could from all the other venues across the states. So, like, huge shout out to like the entire North American Third Strike scene. All your scenes are so fucking cool. Like, spent a lot of time in like Detroit, Chicago, New York, Dallas. I've still got a bunch on my bucket list. So like over the next year or two, like I'd love to go out to like EC3 and like go to like LA, go to like Boiler Room and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like it's been a huge part of my life for the last couple of years, and like I said, we've got big things on the horizon for Toronto arcade gaming, and like Third Strike has like really set the course of my life for the next little while, which is really sick. So if you're coming out to Resurrection, excited to see you there. We're gonna make sure everyone has a fantastic time. And if you can't make it, tune into the stream. I'm gonna make sure that that's a good time to watch as well. Other than that, man, hope everyone has a great rest of your year. See you guys at CEO. See you at 3SO. Keep playing Third Strike. That's about it.
Mateo?
I got nothing to say to y'all. Come to Resurrection.
Yeah.
Play Third Strike. Don't be a bitch.
And then
Sport your scene. That's basically it.
all right. Well, maybe we'll have you guys back on after Resurrection. Go over the event and everything. Maybe watch through it. So.
Cool. Also,
Cool.
shout out in Silo and the indie scene, dude. I've been wanting to come out there as well.
Oh, and thank you, Ray and Lance, because you guys have done a lot for the scene. So keep it up.
Yeah.
Appreciate
What's
it, man. Appreciate
happening with your room haunted?
Oh, it's my cat.
it. Oh.
Catch us.
Oh, okay.
My cat's here.
Yeah, I was at
Broly's
first. I
been
was
like
holy
sleeping.
shit. All right, boys.
All
Well,
right.
we'll go ahead. Damn, we got cats. You should have the cats on earlier, bro.
Yeah, dude. He's just been sleeping over there this whole time.
My dog's passed out behind me on something. So. All right, guys. Well, we'll set you guys free. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Register for 3SO Resurrection coming up. Check out social media for the streams and yeah, play Third Strike. It's a good game, boys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Take